Peace, folks. This is X from TPOT Media. Open your mind and wake your black ass up. You know what time it is. Hit that damn like button as you make your way in the door. Grab a seat, settle in, get ready. It's the Grown Man House with your host, my man, Bernard Riley.
Something special happened today. I got green lights all the way, with no big red sign to stop me, no traffic jam delay. See, I was driving over the moon in my big hot air balloon, high into the darkness. I hope I get there soon. There's so many things to do, so many people I need to talk to, and they've all been waiting for me. Well, I gotta make it through. Something special happened today. I got green lights all the way, with no big red sign to stop me, no traffic jam delay. Thank my stars for every green. You have no idea what it means. No, no, to a man who's always traveling, who's seen the things that I've seen. I don't know what's yet to come, not sure of anything that I've done really makes that much difference. Well, I hope it has for some. Something special happened today. I got green lights all the way, with no big red sign to stop me, no traffic jam delay. Well, I was driving over the moon, in my big hot air balloon, floating high up in the darkness. I promise that I'll make it to you very soon. Something special happened today.
What's going on? What's going on? What's up, everybody? I'd like to welcome everybody to the show. Reaching for making sure I got my drinks ready to go. Got that ready to go. Don't got the YouTube up right there. But what's up? What's going on? We'll be joined shortly by Complxdsgn. I haven't sent him the link yet, but I'm sending it right now. And I'm doing it all wrong because I haven't even clicked on that part right there. But glad everybody is here this Saturday morning. I know how we do. I normally take a random day off during the week and I make up for it on the weekend. And last week, I took a random 2 days off, and I felt kind of bad about that. So I felt bad about that. I can't guarantee 2 weekend days. Definitely getting Saturday. I won't make a promise for Sunday. But I'm looking confused because I'm trying to see why this link is not linking. There it is. Okay. All right. So I'll be sending the email to Complex so he can get on here. Complex is on the West Coast. He is on the West Coast. When I do shows with West Coast people, I definitely appreciate them waking up bright and early for me. They don't necessarily have to do that, but many of them do, and I appreciate it. So I'm trying to get the link to Complex right now so we can get him on here. All right, one more. Wait for it. There it is. Push send. All right, so there it is. We should be joined by him pretty soon. I actually sent him a text message of which I got no reply, so he might be asleep, even though he says he allegedly alarm clock goes off at 6 a.m. West Coast time, which means he's should be up at well, no, he says it goes off at 6. He said he presses snooze to about 6:30, and it's like 6:45 ish right now. I can't see the time, so he should be up. No, damn, it's almost 6:50. So yeah. Okay, he did text me back. He said sounds good. So I'm gonna text him and say check your email. And so yeah, so he should be joined shortly. But anyway, all of that perfunctory, another word I got from Obsidian, perfunctory. Who the hell says perfunctory? Those goddamn words. He does his opening diatribe of varied and sundry perfunctory. Shout out to the early bird squads, those that made it in bright and early on this wonderful Saturday morning that we making it in here. Shout out to Melody, came in with the first comment, and somebody said, yeah, she quick with the trigger. Omega Dreads. Yeah, she be doing that on a lot of people's stream, be making it in first. Respect, Omega Dreads says, respect to everyone that's entered. Please hit the like, share, and subscribe. Absolutely. SKC says, yes, fifth comment. I'm the man. Yeah, that's right. He's celebrating being fifth place. Yeah. We're number 5. Yeah. That's not coon excellence. Celebrating being fifth place, SKC. Unslunken one says the thumbnail looks like my second grade teacher. God damn. But it was wasted on me. I was a butt and thigh man from the giddy up. Oh, that woman, she has butt and thighs. I just didn't put them in the thumbnail. Saddest thing is black children rarely have black teachers anymore. Schools are white woman mafia. Goddamn, that's some. Yeah, okay. Checking for rules. Y'all all off deep into another subject. Ain't got shit to do with the topic. I see. I got it going bright and early with that. Why even place your child or children? I'm going to read that like RBR. Children in a school when the majority of the time they will be distracted by another person's child or children. Shout out to everybody. I made a mistake and skipped ahead. All right, I'm gonna run through these quick. Just shout out to people that made it in bright and early. I do appreciate y'all. Complex came through with the comment real fast. He made it in early. Aaron B, I see ya. Sweet Lady 095, I see. He said, I'm looking forward to hearing this show. I'm a sapiosexual. And you definitely need to be subscribed to Complex. I see you down there, Complex. About to bring you up in a second. Definitely need to be subscribed to Complex because he does a series on that at night. He's like, I don't even know how many episodes. You know, I asked him when to bring them up. The Mac the Trucker in the building. Who else we got in here? James Keels. What's going on? Aaron B once again. January man in the building. Bernard on a Saturday. I ain't catching no fish yet, so I might as well listen. Okay, you're a fisherman. Okay, that's what's up. I don't fish much. I probably need to. Who else we got in here? I see Naima in here, and yeah, see what it says there. Please like, share, subscribe, support the platform via Cash App. I see the Patreon information, of which I haven't been promoting the Patreon worth shit. I do got to get on that. I keep saying it, but it is what it is. Dion Covington. All right. That covers the early bird squad. I think I got it. So what's up? Let's get it going. And without further ado, Complxdsgn is in the building. What's going on?
Hey, top of the morning, Bernard.
Top of the morning. Did you wake up bright and early, 6 a.m. like you said, 6 a.m. West Coast?
Shit, I was up at like 5:30. I woke up before. I told you I'm an early riser, man. But crazy thing was I took a nap. Like, you ever take a late afternoon nap and then you wake up at like 8 o'clock at night, and then you're like, fuck, now I'm up for the rest of the night. So that's what happened last night.
All the fucking time.
Yeah, so that happened last night, and so I actually did a live stream where I was just doing some sim racing because I just needed to like wear my brain out so I can go to sleep to get up to do this. So
what is sim racing?
It's like gaming, like racing, but a simulator. So I do like real racing, like, you know, like actual kart racing, and then I also do sim. So that's like I have a driving rig, so I have a driving seat, pedals, steering wheel, and I have a gaming computer, and then I race in games like Assetto Corsa or Kart.
Okay,
stuff like that.
Yeah. So I'll in my mind, only thing I heard was Xbox. That's
yeah, it's just gaming basically.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah, I do that sometimes too. Not exactly what you just described, but I do understand the concept of turning on the game, the Xbox, or put on a movie that I watched a bunch of times just to make my eyes get heavy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I had to literally do something to wear my brain out though. So do that for an hour and you're good to go.
Right on. Y'all hit that like button on the way in, and while I'm telling y'all to hit the like button, let me go ahead and hit the like my goddamn self.
Let me make sure I did it too.
Like button on the way in, and while I'm telling y'all to hit the like button.
I did.
Okay, yeah. I don't be liking my own shit. I'm a thumbs down it one of these days.
I don't approve.
I'm a thumbs down my own shit, but there it is. Yeah, just hit the like button. So yeah, we had a lot of different things that we was about to talk about here, but we ended up centering on the whole sapiosexual thing. I love the idea of it. I like the concept of it. I don't know if I exactly qualify. I know, like I told you when we was talking yesterday, when I called a chick weird, and you was like, "Wait, why'd you say that she's weird?" But I was like, I meant it in a very affectionate way because I do like some weirdness in a chick. I do. Yeah. I like a smart, brainy chick. You know, my woman she's real smart. Like the first phone conversation we had, we were talking, I don't know how we got on the subject, but we ended up talking about moral relativism and whether or not there can be objective morals if it's not an objective moral lawgiver, meaning a god, and how do you philosophically measure what's right and what's wrong if there is no objective moral lawgiver. So our objective morals are relative, you know, basically. Like we got deep off into some philosophical discussion like that, and I was like, all right, I'm in. So in that sense, I guess I got some sapiosexual in me. But just to get the boring part out of the way, I hate when you know the interviews start off boring, but with a real base level question that gets things going. Let's just go ahead and get the actual working definition out there for the audience. What the hell is a sapiosexual?
Well, no, I mean, see, the thing is that unless like, I guess your relationship, and let me just preface all this. I am by no means like a PUA or a dating coach, okay? So I just want you guys to understand this shit. I'm not trying to.
Nah. You in the black love industry now. Once you start talking about that,
okay, I guess.
Once you start talking about that sapiosexual shit online, you in it.
You in it. Well, whatever.
Start doing videos in your car with a muscle shirt on, and you
not
got
doing
it.
all that, man. I'm literally doing my little late night shit where I got some beats playing in the background and I'm rambling for an hour and a half or so. That's all we're doing. So it's basically okay. Everybody does require on some level, right? Some sort of mental stimulation from the other person, even if it simply just means like, you know, a few menial sentences, right? But then on the other end of the scale, there's people who actually that's actually like the number one attractive measure, right? It's like it's non-physical first, and then it becomes physical stuff, and then with the majority of people, it's actually the other way around, and you hear it reflected in the conversations, right? So when they talk about attraction and all this kind of stuff, and when you like listen to all the conversations that happen, right? See, you never hear intelligence come up. You ever notice that?
Yeah, very rarely,
Yeah.
and I'm guilty of it too, because the physical does matter. I've made no bones about that. I like, ass, hips, and thighs, and all of that good shit. But you're right. But that never comes up. Real quick, Naima, Melody, yeah, definitely. Keep it coming on dropping complexes. We'll drop my links in there too, but be sure y'all keep it coming too on dropping Complx's links and the link to his channel in there as well. Make sure you keep it coming on that. Any mods who like to drop the links, make sure if you're dropping mine, drop his too, because we want to send people over there. There's some good stimulating conversations going on over there in Complx's neck of the woods. But go ahead. I think I cut you off.
Are people into that? Are they actually into that? No, I'm joking.
Well, we'll find out. We'll find out. We'll see if they.
We'll see how this conversation goes, man. And I what I'll do is I actually pulled up an article, one that so these actually started on the Brain Trust. Okay, so if you dig deep into the Brain Trust catalog, there's like 3 or 4 sapiosexual live stream chats that Mike V hosted, right? Because to address the dating and mating thing, the Manosphere 3.0 platform basically defers to sapiosexualism, and we just say go there, and that's our position, and we wash our hands with it because there's other shit that we really need to focus on, right? So we figure this is a concept that's very simple for people to utilize, right? To kind of get over this fucking cultural hump, I guess, that the genders have or what have you. But essentially it's intelligence as the primary attractive measure. That's it. That's basically it in a nutshell.
Now, how much on a scale? Well, first off, did you like the thumbnail?
I love the thumbnail, bro. Holy shit! Check this out, man. I was talking to a friend of mine last night, right? And oddly enough, she kind of looks like the thumbnail, man. So,
oh shit.
Yeah. So,
shit.
When I was talking to her, and my screen went to sleep on my phone. So when I woke it up, the YouTube app was on there, and it refreshed, and that shit popped up. And man, I broke out laughing, dude, like on the phone. And she was like, "What are you laughing at?" I was like, "Dude, I gotta send you this shit." I was like, "Fucking Bernard." And I sent it to her, and she was like, "Oh my God." And I was like, "I ain't even mad at him though." That's why I wanted to dig you up for the thumbnail. I was like, "Yeah, okay, yeah, we can do that."
Yeah, I didn't know how you feel about the thumbnail, and
I loved it, man. I loved it.
Yeah, but
no,
I just came up.
I mean, it's kind of that's kind of it.
Yeah,
it was a perfect thumbnail, dude. Shout out.
Yeah. Damn, what was I about to say? Because I wanted to ask you. I didn't know what you were gonna think about the thumbnail, so I wanted to ask you about that. Because I don't know how it looks on somebody's phone when they look at the thumbnail. If they could see how I made it look like she's reading the book. That you did notice the book part of it though.
I did. That's the part that just had. That's what.
Yeah,
brought it
that
all
was
full circle, dude. I was like, this is brilliant.
Yeah, that was Oh damn, okay, I'm looking at it now. Yeah, you can tell real good. I was only looking at it on the computer screen, but yeah, I'm looking at it on my phone. Yeah, it's perfect. It's perfect. I didn't realize how perfect it was until I just looked at it on the screen on my
Yeah, it
phone.
was great. I was like, oh
Yeah.
shit.
Okay, yeah, that is perfect. But damn, what was I going to say? All right, so yeah, so you said the major attractive trigger is the intelligence, and then everything else comes after.
Mm-hmm.
But I take it's still a scale
Physical.
on that.
Yeah, but it's not it's not priority, right? So I
It's
think
not what?
it's not priority, right?
Yeah.
So for example, I think on like one of the I did a live stream maybe a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. I think it was called attraction and companionship, right? And so basically what I was saying is that, like, okay, so you had said that you like legs and hips, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay. So what I was saying is that, let's just say I'm a legs and hips dude too, right? And typically I notice them on like taller women. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
My wife was a taller woman. She's 5'7", 5'8", you know. And so I said, look, I could be with a chick who's like even 5'10", like same height as me. Okay. Um, I could also be with a chick who's like 5 feet, I suppose, right? Let's say the common denominator, though, is that both have like really nice legs and hips, right? Because that's what you're drawn to. So, from a physical standpoint, like the range in height between women that could potentially be compatible with me is like a whole 10 inches, right? So
Yeah.
then I don't really put so much on the height, really, because I've seen short women with nice legs and hips. I've seen tall women with nice legs and hips. So if I'm a nice legs and hips dude, it kind of doesn't matter if she's like 5'9" or 5'2", for example. You could say the same about, like, let's say body size, for example. I'm a slim dude, so I'm not into the like bigger chicks, right? But like we go slim thick to, slim thicker, thick. So it ranges even there, right? So it's kind of like, all right, well, she could be fit 5'10", 5 feet. She could be slim. She could be thick or in between. I like chocolate skin. That just when I see a dark the chocolate woman, like just in her full shit. Yeah, that's kind of like it for me, right? That doesn't mean though that like medium skinned chicks like my color, or a light skinned woman, or let's say hair, right? I've seen chicks with short hair, medium hair, long hair. As long as it's natural, that's just the thing. As long as it's natural, but
Mm-hmm.
it can be across the board there. I mean, do you realize like just how many like physical archetypes could kind of fit given like the criteria I just gave you?
Yeah, that's
There's a
damn near
whole
everybody
lot
under the
that
10.
could,
You said
think
anything
about it.
from 5'2" to 5'10,
10, yeah.
medium brown to dark,
Think about it.
yeah.
Yeah. So why would I put so much on it like that? Like a
Mm-hmm.
particular like it, it doesn't make sense. Like I'm saying, apply intelligence to this shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Shout out to Caesar D1.
Does it,
Went on real quick. Caesar D1 while I got him up there on the
it would
screen.
make more. Yeah.
Wait, hold on. We lagging. We having some hiccups real quick. I don't know if you can hear me. Let me make sure that's pulsating. That's okay. So I'm good. All right. Shout out to Caesar D1. Came through last night when I was off the air with a cash app. If I understand it right, I think he hit everybody. Well, a lot of different content creators with a cash app all at around the same time, just random. So yeah, Caesar D1 definitely supports this space. Got to give a salute and shout out to Caesar D1. He always supporting the content creators in this space. The intelligence piece with it.
Yeah.
Explain, like I just like I explained how me and my woman me and my woman, like our first phone conversation, we ended up in a philosophical debate over some over moral relativism and all of that stuff. And I was like, I was more attracted to her Well, I mean, I was already physically attracted to her, but I was more attracted to her after that. What are some things that in the realm of intelligence that have, you know, attracted you, that you've noticed that like you met a chick and it was like, whoa, it's just something that just blew you out, blew you away. Like, you know, some dudes, they just gonna see that nice ass and whoa, they blown away.
Yeah, yeah.
But what in the realm of intelligence have given you that similar type of moment? Like, oh shit.
Oh yeah, because well, that's how I get them. I don't get them through like how like physical attributes. Like to me, it's like a nice ass, just a nice ass, right? It's benign. It's like you kind of know it when you see it, right? And if you've seen enough of them, then you kind of recognize what it is. It's like fine. It's like seeing a Porsche, right? If
Mm-hmm.
you're into Porsches and then you're just around and you're looking like, oh, okay, the Porsche, right?
Yeah.
So when it that's I'm not that's what I mean. Like if you're in more of a headspace, then you understand that physical attributes are just that, physical attributes, and people are bestowed with unique ones. We all are, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you kind of just take it for what it is. So I don't really put much into it. Like I said, okay, it's just it is what it is. A nice ass is a nice ass. That's kind of
No,
what
I'm
it is.
saying what as far as the intelligence have
But
just
no, I'm saying, but as far as on the intelligence side, it's so it's sort of like a fully developed like self awareness, right? So you know it's kind of like or a woman who kind of exhibit a keen sense of observation,
mm,
right? So she's not really kind of like just going off in some programming, right? But and these markers of that are like a sense of humor, quirkiness. So I think it was maybe gosh, the second or third live stream I did called Mind Your Cues. And that live stream talked about the scale of intelligence quotient, okay, that we can psychologically profile people from. And it would be basically it's IQ, which is what would be the intelligence quotient, EQ, emotional quotient, right? So that is a person's emotional intelligence, right? There's AQ, your adaptability quotient. Then there's your
you
EQ.
faded in and out for a second, right when you
Let's see.
said the hold on, right when you said the adaptability portion,
Oh, okay. Yeah,
you
AQ.
faded
Yeah,
out you faded out very briefly. So start over
okay.
on that real quick.
Okay. No, I was just saying AQ is adaptability quotient, and then you have basically like SQ, which would be like your spiritual intelligence. Okay. So what you do is you take those five, and then you see which each one applies to, and when you interact with a person, you can gauge their intelligence in all of these spheres based on conversation alone. And that right there will give you a good sense of where this person's head is at. Okay. And what I'm saying also, and this is the cool thing about the whole sapiosexual thing, because it's kind of it's meta, so it's above the physical, right? So we're talking
Mm-hmm.
about like mentalism, and this actually applies to both sides. So I'm actually speaking to men and women right now. Like what I'm saying is genderless in a sense.
Yeah. The Mac the Trucker, thank you for that cash app. Appreciate that. Also, Alfonso came through. He said, "Watch your shows for too long not to donate." Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Appreciate that. And Melody came through with a super chat. She says, "Great show. Thank you, Melody and W. Alfonso. Appreciate it." How much of it, and speaking of the gender side of it, the
Mm-hmm.
gender aspect of it, how much of it do you feel like I don't know, do you feel like women kind of fake the funk on that being
On it
sapiosexual?
being sapio,
Yeah.
um, to it, I, okay. What I think is they don't really truly understand what it means.
Right.
That's what I think. That's what it is because I think that if you say you know, okay, do you know how bad it looks if a person says that they don't find intelligence attractive? You know what that says about them?
Yeah.
Right. So even though it may not be true, they'll say it because, I mean, what are you gonna say? No, I'm attracted to dumbasses, right? Like if you say that, you're a dumbass yourself, but you're not gonna openly admit to being a dumbass, right? Even though you date dumbasses, which would indicate you are probably a dumbass, but not dumb enough to admit it.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll say you are, but then you get what I mean? It's kind of like though, but it becomes plainly obvious when you kind of look at like who their past boyfriends and shit have been. I mean, look,
Yeah.
here's the thing, right? I'm a person who allows things to be self-evident. I don't really challenge people on it, really, because I look at it like this: like I already know the majority of women in this space on. They don't talk about it. Like I said, when have you ever heard anybody, for the most part, say intelligence is what's important? Intelligence is what I am attracted to. You don't hear it. So I will go ahead and take it as like the majority of women don't find intelligence attractive. Well, not as a like the primary attractive measure. It's
Mm-hmm.
not at the top of the list.
Right.
So if it's not at the top of the list,
Oh shit, you T-paining
you're
on
not a
me again.
sapiosexual.
Oh, okay. That
Oh
was
wait, hold on.
important. Yeah. I gotta
Did you hear me? Wait, did you hear it?
oh, I
Wait,
can
am
hear
I
you
okay?
now. I can hear you now.
Okay, where did I cut off?
Oh no, it just no, it you borged out at the end of I basically caught everything you said. I'm sure the audience understood it too. It was just like a
Oh,
brief
okay.
moment where you just kind of went T-pain on us, but it picked right back up.
Oh shoot.
So
Okay.
so you know, we cool.
All right.
This is what happens. I got to shout out Game Changer for the way he worded this. Even though I've always thought it, but I do remember him saying it first. When a lot of women say that they are attracted to intelligence, what will end up happening is then when they talk about the intelligent guy that they were attracted to, it was normally other shit about him that they were attracted to. And even if you remove the intelligence, they would still be attracted to him. Like, for example, and this sometimes this is the case. It doesn't get enough credit for it. But like, for example, when I in high school, the quarterback on the football team that was, you know, the quarterback, he was a starting quarterback. I don't think he started his sophomore year. Well, I know junior, senior year, he was a starting quarterback on the football team. Very smart dude, 4.0 student. You know, quarterbacks are quite often smart. You know, and you know, he was a 6'3" athletic dude who, you know, women were attracted to him, but he also happened to be intelligent. Also happened to be intelligent, and you know, women will take, you know, a guy like that, and it happened to be the case. Like the whole, oh shit, he just dropped off, but I'll just go ahead and ramble on this. What I was saying, it happened to be the case that, you know, the whole paradigm of dumb jocks and and scrawny smart nerds, that paradigm wasn't as prevalent in for me in high school. Well, at least not well when I was a junior. The seniors that were, you know, above me, that's what I'm talking about here. That paradigm of, you know, dumb jocks versus, you know, unathletic smart guys, that paradigm wasn't as clear when I was in high school, because I remember it was like four of the best players on the football team, they were all really, really good students. You know, got anywhere between a 4.0 or 3.7 at least, or something like that. They were smart. And
Can you hear me okay now?
say something.
Can you hear me okay?
You're low, very low.
Wait, hold on. Shoot. Because I don't know what happened with my phone. It might be StreamYard because now I'm on my laptop and it still seems as though.
You good now?
Am I good? Okay. All
Yeah,
right. Yeah.
that
Now I can see it. Okay. Yeah, that was
yeah,
weird.
yeah,
All
it's
right.
coming through real good. But yeah, like I was saying,
Where did I drop out at? Because I was on for a while and then the sound cut, and then for like 2 minutes I had to get off the phone and then get on the laptop, so I kind of missed where you.
Well, I'll pick up. I was rambling,
Okay.
so I hadn't even made it to my point. So
Okay.
I'll just make it to the point, and then you could respond to that. I was
Okay.
basically explaining how when I was in high school, there was some very intelligent jocks. It wasn't that clear cut dynamic of dumb jock versus unathletic smart guys. But what I notice is some women, they will say that they are attracted to intelligence, but the type of intelligent guy that they're attracted to, had you remove the intelligence, they would still be attracted to him. I got a credit Game Changer for his wording of that, because and that's where I think a lot of women kind of fake the funk when it comes to saying that they're attracted to intelligence. It's really not. It's almost like just an added, icing on the cake or some sprinkles on top of something. Oh, he happens to be smart too, and I really like that about him. But most women are not as attracted to intelligent guys, because I worded it like this. This is how I looked at it. If someone is smart, they tend not to be the loudest person in the room. They tend not to be that, that over just that person with that overbearing personality that just walks in the room and commands attention. They're normally quiet and a little more observant and thinking before they speak, and they're cautious, and all of those things tend to look better on femininity than it does on it matches better with the feminine than what it does with the masculine. The masculine do got to kind of be you got to have some type of man aggression to you. So the more quiet, reserved, smart, thinking person, it normally just doesn't look as good. Like, women will say that, but it normally looks better on that normally looks better on women. That's why I think guys who, when they're attracted to smart women, they're being more honest. I think when women are talking about being attracted to smart men, they're really not being as honest.
Well, it works. It works different. It works different for the two, right? Because it's kind of like I said, like for dudes being visual creatures. Like I said, when a woman gives you like a sprinkle of intelligence, it's like, whoa, right? Whoa, all right. Now, I think on the other side of the coin, and let me kind of address what you said a little bit, and then what I want to do is I have an article that I want to kind of read, and it'll sort of clarify what sapiosexualism really is. It's called 12 Signs You're a Sapiosexual. All right. And the answer, like there was a super chat question I saw. It was something like, are Indian women the most, I guess, are the majority of sapiosexual women Indian? The answer is yes. So basically, based on self-identification, Indian women self-identify as sapiosexual, like as a larger group than any other women on the planet. I think second is Chinese.
I wonder why that is.
Because their culture, because Indian culture on the higher classes, it's technocratic. So then, in that sense, your intelligentsia is who runs society, and so as a result of that, women are drawn to the intelligent men who have the ability to do it, and that's kind of how the culture goes. They don't really have like a alpha beta construct like Black culture does. That's not how it works. So so to
that's
kind of
interesting. Wait, hold on. That's interesting because I always felt like to some degree it was natural. This whole, even though we worded in a clumsy way, probably talking about alpha, beta, and all of that.
Yeah, it's very
back.
Yeah, very pedestrian constructs we use.
Yeah, but going back to early humans, when we're evolving, like I said, a lot of the things that we're into, we're hardwired through evolution to be attracted to it.
With that, but that would negate our exercise of free will, right, and our ability to learn and adapt, right, and
Well,
then there's also conscious application. You see, so at a certain
I
point,
agree.
yeah, I was gonna say, so at a certain point, what happens here is either you begin to function as a whole human being, or you still have certain aspects of you that run on autopilot. Okay. Now, if you
Right.
have certain aspects of you that run on autopilot, then what happens is that your subconscious, like kernel desires, largely drive your conscious decisions, versus your conscious decisions being the things that you do the things that you do. You apply conscious decisions to get the outcomes that you consciously seek. You get what I mean? So
Well,
at a
yeah.
certain, so yeah, that's
Oh, go ahead.
no, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, no, that's more or less what I was. I mean, you worded it probably a little better than what I was
Oh,
going to word it. That's more or less where I was going with it. Like, we're hardwired through evolution to be, attracted to the wider hips and all of that, because it increased probability that you'll have a successful birth. That's why we're
Right.
hardwired to like it. But in the
Right.
in our mind right now, we just looking at, oh, look at them hips and ass. We just that's
Right.
what we're doing right now. But we're hardwired for it, for a reason. Just like we're hardwired, we get horny because we're hardwired to reproduce. So every time we get horny, that's our genes telling us to go reproduce. But every time we use any type of contraceptive, whether we condom, birth control, or the old unreliable pull-out method, whatever, we're fighting against our programming, so to speak.
Well, not necessarily. I mean, see, again, this is what we're talking about. We're talking about we're talking about like subconscious triggers, right? And then how those reflect in our actual behavior. So let's look at today in the modern context. It's 2020, okay? So much like how you get aroused, well, that's kind of a part of the human function. That's it. See, at a certain point in our minds, it is to be assumed that there will be times where we become aroused because it's a part of our human function. But we have to have a conscious understanding of that. Once you have a conscious understanding of it, then you're not led by it.
Exactly. Yeah. No. Yeah. Understand that.
It's much like when if your stomach growls, what does that tell you? You're hungry, right? So do you go to the fridge and just grab something real quick and make something to eat, and or do you go out and kill a fucking animal?
Right.
You're gonna do the modern thing.
Exactly. Oh, right. No. I wasn't saying that we should be led by our primitive
I'm saying that,
within.
Yeah, no, I'm saying that oftentimes conversations about like human sexual nature and all that, it's always relegated to some fucking hunter-gatherer goddamn construct. And I'm like, dude, we're in 2020. None of you are out with spears and shit with bones in your noses fucking hunting wildebeest. It's not happening.
Well, no, a guy shouldn't use our understanding of what we're hardwired to do as his excuse to go serial impregnate some women.
This is what I mean. It's like, dude,
I wasn't saying that. I was just pointing out that's why we're hardwired to do ignorant shit. But like you say, if we reach a certain level of consciousness and understanding of results in a modern world, we got to make decisions based off that.
This is the reason why, like, sometimes, dude, like when you hear these conversations and dudes talk about, well, men we're to get out here and spread their seed and do this shit and blah blah blah, and I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that. I do like to read Dawkins and how he breaks it down from that perspective. Why we are hardwired to do these things, and it does explain why some people who aren't thinking at a higher level are still doing the shit. And that goes back to what I said about some things are more so like some of the women, their attraction triggers are primitive. That big muscle bound dude who looked like he could beat up the next guy and protect her, and she could very well be hardwired to her genes are telling her that's the proper match. But even though her her conscious mind in 2020 could draw the conclusion that, like, hold on, wait a minute, this we've invented technology, guns are the ultimate equalizer. I want to live in a safer neighborhood. Okay,
Right.
who increases the probability of me doing that? It's not the muscle bound knuckle dragon dude, even though we evolved in a time when that type of guy was the guy. You know, take us 40,000 years ago, that was the dude. That was the dude. He had all the brute and brawn and all that to get the job done. But in the modern thinking, it should be, you know, a rational thinking, intelligent, you know, person should have a more evolved mindset on what's the most viable mate.
Well, in the modern world, the geek tech CEO, right, who's a millionaire a few times over, actually hires that guy as part of his security detail.
It's funny that goes back to that super chat when they said Indian women are the most identified as sapiosexuals. It's funny that they, more than every other woman, has, for lack of a better word, transcended their primitive, you know, cause from within to look at what makes the most sense in a modern world.
Right. They do the smart thing by, like, as an aggregate, they do the smart thing, basically.
Yeah, that's interesting. Oh, real quick, hold your thought. Black Guru Strikes. He says the only time I've seen black women appear to be genuinely attracted to intelligent men is if they had good relationships with highly intelligent fathers. Interesting. Man of Tomorrow in the building with a super chat, and he says, I don't know exactly what part he's responding to. Hopefully I figure it out. He says, and it's reinforced by the women and men of the culture, not like here where where it's the opposite. Okay, I think he's talking about the Indian culture. Good points. Let's see where we going. Knew somebody else. Dig Thug came back with another one. He said, are we moving backwards, evolutionary, due to women's free choice? That's a good point. Does giving them freedom set the clock back? That's interesting. You could respond to that, or say whatever you were about to say.
I'll respond to that, right? And then I wanted to read this article here, 12 seconds.
Okay, yeah,
I posted the link. We can kind of comb through it. What was the question he said? He said, were we going to go backwards?
Yeah, he says, I'll just read it again. He says, are we moving backwards, evolutionary, due to women's free choices? Does giving them freedom set the clock back?
Not necessarily, because evolution has its own mandate, right? So I would say that going forward, and again, this is a position of the Brain Trust as it relates to our technocratic platform, right? Because when it in addressing like so real quick, I'll just digress real quick. So what our position is that if we were to wholesale pivot and become a technocratic group of people, then what would happen is that we would create the type of offspring that would master technology within 2 generations, right? And would then directly put them into the industrial theater in terms of 4th industrialization. Okay, and that's going to be the ticket, the way forward. How do you do that? Well, really, it should be intelligent men, intelligent women producing intelligent children. Okay, so if you're just producing intelligent children, well, you know, we're making some progress there, right? You see, so in terms of evolution, well, see, we all have a part to play. So that means that if you make the right choice in who you reproduce with, right? So I get all the baby mama stuff and all that, and you'll notice I largely stay out of those conversations because at the end of the day, I'm like, hey, everybody's accountable. Everybody is, okay? So there's accountable for what you go and mess with, and then there's the accountability on the other side of the equation. And if you flip the mirror around, it applies to the same thing, okay? So if we got to understand that in the course of evolution, you have attrition. You have groups of people who just fall off the scrolls, basically, okay? So there will be a group of people who will go push forward, and there will be a lot of people who again get caught up in the annals of evolution, and that's just how evolution has always worked.
Right. What you were saying right there, was that a part of the article, or
no? That was me answering him, because he said, well,
Oh,
you know, if women aren't that, well, does that kind of push evolution backwards? And I'm kind of like, well, maybe perhaps for that line of people,
yeah.
for that family line, perhaps.
I like how you said intelligent people mating with intelligent people, creating intelligent children. This brings us back to the prophetic movie Idiocracy.
Right.
Do you think it's, before you get that article, do you even think it's possible for intelligent people to out reproduce the stupid?
No, because intelligent people,
I didn't think so either.
No, because then you got to look at the data on this. So basically, the lower the class you go, the more those people reproduce.
Yep.
The higher the class you go, the smaller amount of children they have. They are, you know, people in the upper classes and shit, like upper middle classes, higher classes, you know, more of the intelligentsia classes.
Yeah.
On average, they may have 2 kids.
Yep. They make a calculated decision to have 2 kids versus dumb people just out there just slinging community semen and everything just everywhere. Yeah, just, you know.
Right.
Yep.
So
the
your
dumb
whole So your whole approach to sex and everything is already starting to determine your future outcomes.
That's part of the problem, because, you know, reproducing, and I say this a lot, and a lot of times when the Black manosphere talk about this, we get accused of, and it happened yesterday, we get accused of crying about pussy we can't get. Whenever we try to have an intelligent conversation about, who people reproduce with actually matters. How many people you're reproducing with, who you're reproducing with, the conditions in which those kids are being brought into the world, and how they are being raised. All of that stuff matters. And I pointed out yesterday that there are some Black women who, given full creative control to lay out exactly what they think makes sense. I don't know if you were listening yesterday, where I was taking the words of a Black woman who basically said, more or less saying that women should cultivate a life for themselves, become successful by themselves, learn themselves, and figure out how they want, get a home for yourself, learn how to budget money for that house by yourself, till you're fully self-sufficient, self-reliant by yourself. And I'm like, all of that is going to take until a woman is about 30, you know, early 30s or 30 right on the nose before she even can accomplish that. And that same exact woman turned around later and was arguing that, well, if a woman makes it to her early 30s and she hasn't gotten married yet, there's nothing wrong with her going ahead and just getting pregnant by somebody so she can take care of her kid. Because after all,
she can do it all, right? She's Superwoman.
Yeah, so given full creative control, they laying out a strategy that will either lead them to accidentally becoming a baby mama by a random person in their 20s, or deliberately becoming a baby mama in their early to mid 30s.
Well, I would say it's all, look, it's sex, dude. It's always deliberate. What is the whole point of sex? Reproduction. It's always deliberate. Like, this is what I mean. It's like, it is. Like, think about what you just said. Think about the absurdity of what she just said. Okay? Look, the outcome is gonna be a baby, one way or the other. Let's cut to the brass tacks. That's what it is. So she's saying by any means.
Yeah. Well, more so than by any means, it was more so, it was almost like she's setting a trap to ensure it.
Well, no, here's what she did. Here's what she did. She's saying basically, like, look, make sure you have what you have, because if you want a child and you ain't got no man, you have everything set up to do that. I mean, she's basically espousing or kind of, projecting here, I guess a working model for single motherhood.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. There you go. That's the best way to explain it.
Yeah.
It was a deliberate, well-crafted working model for it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's deliberate. Like, that's what I mean. She's saying, well,
Yeah.
look, here's how we need to do this.
Yeah.
Get this, do this, set this up, get this, get your insurance, this. And if you're by 33, 34, and if you ain't found a dude to settle down and all that, okay, well, what you can do is go ahead and have the baby anyway, because you already got everything set up.
Yeah, but she was saying, but the true fuckery in it is the fact that she was saying, in your 20s, don't get with him. She's basically saying, don't get with a man, don't commit to a man in your 20s. Do all of that stuff. She was basically, that's what I said. It's like she's setting a trap for it too. To the point where, she's basically saying, don't do it in your 20s. Don't try to get married until you've accomplished all of these things that's going to take you until you're 32 to accomplish. And then, oh, by the way, when you're 33, 34, feel free to just go ahead and become a single mother once you've accomplished those things. So either you can become a single mother by accident in your 20s or on purpose in your 20s. But if you're going to be a single mother anyway, this is the best way.
That's the best scenario. And let me tell you something. Like, dude, those women, men, listen. If you are sapio oriented, man, look, we did a really good live stream. It was me, Wacky O, Ra L, and I want to say Naima actually came onto the panel too. And it was a live stream I did called "Troublesome Chicks." Please go and check that one out, because Rael just dropped a whole shit ton of truth bombs in that one. But look, what dudes have to you have to learn how to utilize and apply discernment. Okay, like as my dad and my uncles used to always yell out when they were slapping bones, all money ain't good money. Okay, all women ain't good women. For real. Hey, all dudes ain't good dudes. For any chicks that's listening, and you gotta learn how to apply discernment.
You said Rael?
Yeah, Rael. Yeah.
I think for some reason, I believe he's on my block list, and I don't know why. I'm about to make sure. Give me.
Somebody might have blocked him or something.
Somebody don't like him for some reason. I periodically check on my block list, see if somebody's on there that shouldn't be there. So I'm checking that right now. You can get to that article while I'm checking my block list. Also, New came through with a super chat. He sent me another $20 cash app. He said, because I keep on squinting. He talking about me getting that that bigger monitor. Yeah, I'm working on it. I kind of want a different lens for the camera, but it's a lot of things that I'm.
Dude, as soon as when you start getting into this, you're gonna find you're just gonna put more money to get more shit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm already finding that now, man.
Yeah, yep. No, it's still it's
you got there's more stuff you got to buy all the time.
Yep, absolutely. Oh no, he's not on my block list. There's a R space M a Ra something else, but not a Ra L.
Okay,
good.
I was gonna say, Ra that's a solid brother right there, man.
Okay, cool. I was just making sure. It's a lot of people on my block list. I see somebody apparently, it wasn't me. Somebody blocked Taz a bunch of times. I see two of Taz's 5 channels. No, 3 of them are blocked on here. I don't know. He hasn't been causing no problems, but anyway. But anyway, all right. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, I got the article up here.
And real quick. Oh shit, there it goes. Yeah, my camera. I thought I fixed that problem that wouldn't happen again. My camera dropped down like that, but anyway, I can get that back up. But Nick O came through the super chat. He says black women want matriarchy. They select for submission. Huh? Oh, I think you mean they select guys.
They select guys. Yeah. I'll kind of we'll touch on some of the other stuff here after I read through this.
Yeah, just let me get these super chats. Thanks, New, for that cash app. I appreciate that. And I'm gonna be buying new technology. So this will always be a steady moving work at progress to make it better. NBA fan came through. He says Indian women are phenotypically repulsive, though. I disagree with that. I don't know what he's. Yeah, okay. D Miller L says salute to one of the hardest working brothers in the space. Hashtag B Riley. Thank you very much. I appreciate the super chat. I feel like I ain't working hard enough. Anger Man do 2 a days. So I ain't going that hard. Yeah. He come on at least 1 or 2. Come on at 1 and be on the 4, and then he come back on at 10 and be on to like 1. You do that every day. You know, that's total of 6 hours. Quite often, no panel. I run out of spit trying to talk
I'm
that damn
telling you,
much.
man. Like
I don't know how we do it.
I don't know, dude. I do mine, and I find like after about 45 minutes, dude, if nobody's said, "Hey, you gonna have a panel or something?" Like I've already just vomited pretty much everything I was gonna say.
Yeah. I can do an hour. It took me a while to get to the point where I can just go on for an hour consistently, but that's even then. I don't know how he basically do 6 hours of monologue per day. I don't know how he do that. He do react with his audience a lot, but still, it's like,
well, shit. He has an audience, man. Like I'll be sitting there talking to like 5 people in chat.
Well, hopefully we can change that. Y'all drop his link. Y'all go over there and subscribe to Complex. David Johnson in the building says, newsflash, even though a lot of women will deal with us, most don't like smart street dudes or nerds. Because both are difficult to manipulate and control. Interesting. Let's see if anybody else came through with the super chat. Black Uru back at it again, my man. He says, for your magnifying eyeglasses fun.
Man, really?
Hey, I'm gonna get some of them glasses like Red Fox had on in Harlem Nights.
Yeah, Harlem Nights, man. Them Coke bottle joints.
Yeah. All right, you can start on your article while I.
All right. Okay. I'll read through it and then I'll post the link again because I posted it a while ago.
All right. If you can screen share it if you can.
Oh, okay. Hold on 1 second. Give me a minute. Oh, come on. Close this. Give me a second. Laptop's thinking. Because I have too many. I have too many tabs open.
See, look at that. Caesar D1 said he just subbed a Complex personal channel. Thought he only posted on the Black Brain Trust. Salute. Will support Black male media.
Dude, I do all kind of stuff on my channel. Like I don't know, people. I make gardening videos, man, because I like gardening. I do all kind of shit on my channel, man. Like I'm not like a one-trick pony. I don't think any of us should be.
Yeah, no, people gonna catch on. People gonna catch on. Cause you do a lot of interesting stuff over there. But your Sapio conversations, I mean, they're very underrated in this space. I'll say that, very underrated. Like I definitely enjoy them. They come on late, and so sometimes I'm not able to catch it live all the time.
No,
Sometimes
I think that's the main issue too, because I'm on the West Coast, and when I have time to do them, it's usually like 10 o'clock my time. So shoot, it's like 1 in.the.morning when I go live, like if you're on the East Coast and stuff. So a lot of people just don't get a chance to really catch it, you know.
Yep, I try to remember to share it a little more, but you can go ahead. But thanks Caesar D1 for that super chat, appreciate that. But go ahead and go ahead and hop on that article. Oh damn, there it is. I didn't see that.
See it?
Yeah, I see it now.
Oh wait, hold on. All right, can we see it?
Oh yeah, no, it's up.
Okay, all right.
So go ahead, you got it.
Yeah, this is from Thought Catalog. 12 signs you are a sapiosexual, someone who is physically and mentally turned on by smart people. So I won't kind of go through the preface of it. I'll just kind of hit the points here. So the first point, intelligence and deep conversation inspires you and turns you on. So much like how you were talking about first conversation that you had with your lady,
Mm-hmm.
You know, and you guys kind of went there like on sort of like a philosophical deep dive, right? And you're like, holy shit, like this chick has brain cells, right, that actually
Mm-hmm.
communicate with each other and can form a cohesive thought. So, you know, it's just to read it real quick. While most love a great conversation, you require it daily from the person you choose. When you hear someone talking about their thoughts and the things that they question or know in life, you not only admire them, but you find yourself attracted to them on a level unlike any other. So, second point, credentials don't matter. When looking for potential partners, intelligence is always at the top of your list. This is my point. That was my point right there. Like, do you hear intelligence as the first thing that comes to no, you don't, right? So you see, so what your point that you were making, Bernard, was absolutely correct. What it is that in the physical archetype that most women are attracted to, they hope that there's some intelligence in it. They would like for there to be intelligence in it. However, intelligence isn't what drew them to the person. That's the difference. You dig deeper into human beings. If there isn't much below the surface, you find yourself bored and uninterested. You can't even fathom being with someone like that for the rest of your life. You crave intelligence. It is exciting to you, and it takes precedence over what someone does for a living or how much money they have.
That's
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
that's interesting. It takes precedence over what they do for a living and how much money they.
Yeah.
Well, no, I could see that. For
Well, the
example, like
reason,
a
well,
teacher doesn't like a real brainy chemistry teacher, high
mhm.
school chemistry teacher doesn't make a lot of money. But if somebody is, a woman is truly a sapiosexual, she may see that and maybe just attracted to him. Like she may be
Yeah.
attracted to like a Walter White, minus the
Well,
selling
minus
meth.
the
Minus for selling
side.
meth. But yeah, he was
Yeah.
a real brilliant guy that didn't make a lot of money. But I see how a woman
Well,
could be.
yeah, she was with him before he became a drug kingpin, right? But
Oh yeah. I wasn't even referring to his wife. I was just saying in general, just using him as an example. And real quick, Parlor PJ, let's not represent somebody, and let's try to stop just unnecessarily bringing up Kevin Samuels on his show. But just to correct the record, when he says Kevin Samuels tells these men don't care about intelligence. He didn't say they don't care about intelligence. He said they don't care about the education and they degrees or in the chick that
yeah, see, let's not mix the two up, man. There's a difference
yeah.
between education and intelligence. There's a huge
Yeah.
difference between the two. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a PhD.
Motherfucker.
Did you see there was a time when he asked a woman, was she married or what does her husband think about that? And she said, I'm a PhD.
I mean,
That was her response.
how do you what kind of answer was that?
Yeah.
Hey, would you like some pancakes this morning? No, I'd like some gas. Or I don't know. It's like it's not contextual.
I saw a sign. No, I saw a picture that somebody posted. Well, it was a chick holding up a how people like write something down, they hold it up, and then they're basically holding a sign for you to read, and then they take a picture and then they post it online so people go look at the picture and then read what's on the sign that they're holding up. It was one of those type of deals. And the chick, it said something. I ran into my ex, and he asked if my name was Mrs. or Mrs. Or Miss or Mrs. right now, and she said I told him doctor. I'm like, what? It's like because he was trying to figure out what was in front of her name, Miss or Mrs. She said doctor. Like,
okay.
That's what Kevin Samuels more so talking about.
Yeah, I'm like, I suppose I'll call you that when I get a boo boo.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, I tried to find that meme. It was on Instagram somewhere. I tried to find it again. I couldn't find it, but I did want it to circulate around the sphere, so to speak, just to get people to react to it.
And that's what I mean, dude. Like, look, dude. Like, if you're thinking, dude, man, as soon as they say something like that, you're like, all right, you have a nice day.
Yeah.
Have a nice day. I'm out of here. Don't even bother with that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see here. Number 4, physical attraction is great, but conversation is better. Yes, you need to be physically attracted to someone in order to be with them. However, if they are simply just a pretty face you tire easily, to you, conversation is key no matter how attractive someone is. If they cannot hold one, if they cannot deepen your knowledge, they are not worth your time. Hence, the reason why I said, well, look, the spectrum of physical archetypes of women could span greatly, right? That's why I don't
Mm-hmm.
put too much on it like that. Not to say that, hey, like I said, man, I like a woman who's physically proportioned and it looks nice, but that could come size wise, shape wise, the hue or color, the hair length, dude, all those are a bunch of variables, right?
Mm-hmm.
So even though it's there, it's not priority. Intelligence is the priority, and then comes all that other stuff.
Yeah.
5, the more you get to know someone, the more attracted uh, to them you are. While most people find themselves enthralled with others right away, you ease into relationships and attractions. For you, you always discover a diamond in the rough, someone who may not initially be the shiniest person in the room, but holds within them depth and a thirst for life the more and more you dig into who they are. When you slowly discover someone's wit, someone's smarts, their emotional intelligence, the way they speak, the way they resolve conflicts, your attraction to them grows. You are slow and steady. And this is what I was talking about when I said the Mind Your Cues live stream that I did. It literally just spoke to emotional intelligence, and you slowly discover these things. I also spoke to sense of humor and wit. Those are signs of intelligence, and you only
Mm.
uncover that over time. You have to get to know a person over time. I will make this something to me is something that's very basic, but I guess me saying this might be a bit controversial in this space, right? But I'm a proponent of being friends first.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. Okay, what do you mean? Let's explain this friendship.
Uh huh. You said explain it.
Yeah, like okay, so like
No,
yeah, I'm
literally,
trying to think.
it's literally like I'll if I want to get to know someone, I won't have any expectations of anything.
Mm-hmm.
I'll do what this just said. I'll allow it to happen. I'll uncover and see what's there.
Yeah, okay. The only way that I could think of or something like that has ever happened with me, it just was with a woman that I worked with. I never dated a woman that I worked with,
Don't do
but
that.
I did yeah, no, I never done that. But I did gradually become more and more attracted to a woman that I worked with just because over time of us, I guess, being work friends, because it was a scenario where, I wasn't trying to holler at her, but we're right
Mm-hmm.
there, confined in the same area
Mm-hmm.
for
Mm-hmm.
8 hours a day. So we're just casually talking to make time go by. So I just casually got to know her.
Mm-hmm.
And then over time, I ended up, liking her.
That's how it happens.
So, but that's extremely difficult if it's a situation where you're not forced to be confined in an area with this chick, if
Mm-hmm.
somebody who you just met, it's too many guys, especially if you listen to how men talk in this space, but in
Yeah,
real life, it's almost like a time is money situation here,
it
and
is.
all this time invested, nothing comes out. I mean, nothing comes out of it. It's just a bunch of time wasted. It had to end up being a situation where you just genuinely just enjoy, socializing and talking to somebody and getting to know somebody. And most guys don't care to have a female buddy. The only time I ever had one, it was a chick I worked with that was a loose cannon in her personal life. I mean, she was having sex with married men. Actually, she was having sex with a married guy that actually worked at the job with us. But me and her, just through the seating arrangement of the job, so to speak, we just ended up right next to each other. We were doing assembly line work, and it just so happened to be the case that we were stationed right next to each other. So we're working, within 3 feet apart from each other. So just to make the time go by, we just talking and chopping it up. And I found out all kind of, this ain't the chick that I ended up liking, by the way. I didn't end up
Yeah,
liking
yeah,
her,
yeah, yeah.
but we naturally just ended up just just being cool. Like we was cool. Like we would laugh and joke and talk about all kind of shit. And it's hard to induce that in a situation where you've approached a chick, got her number, and like, hey, let's go out and do this and do that. Because it ends up a situation where you're paying for dates and you're doing this like, I'm wasting time and money, and all I'm doing is just being a chick's listening ear.
No, that's not what I'm talking about, man.
All right,
can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead and clarify.
I don't wait because this is Borgen. You're Borgen to me. Am I Borgen?
No, you're not Borgen.
Okay, you're Borgen on mine. I don't know if.
Am I Borgen right now? Like right now? Hey, everybody else, put one in the chat if anybody else can hear me, Borgen.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if that's me or you.
Hopefully that's just you.
Okay, but I sound okay, right?
Yeah, no, you sound okay to me. To Aaron B. Bernard, but did you smash though? The chick that I just mentioned that was smashing a married guy that worked there and had other series of entanglements with other married men. No, that was never the intention. There was an opportunity where she invited me to do something that I was kind of on some friend shit, but I didn't like the sound of it. Like I in my mind, I declined the opportunity. Put it like that. Well, I don't even know if she was just trying, because she was one of those chicks that will have. She would put guys in the friend zone that I think she thought that I was one of the guys that was beta orbiting and wanted to be with her, and she tried to get me to go somewhere with her that was pretty taxing, and I was like, no, I'm not that dude. But I think this circles back to what you were talking about. How you were saying that no, you're not talking about that situation, because when guys hear friends, they hear an imbalanced friendship where the guy. Are we done? Are we done with this article, by the way?
No, I'm at number 6.
Oh, okay. Explain. Sell us on the idea that you're not talking about some imbalanced friendship where it's like a 90-10 friendship. Go ahead.
Well, no, I mean, I think what's happening here, right? And look, this is kind of where it's like, okay, so all right. I think what you're talking about is what ARC refers to as non-sexual attention or something. What do they call it?
Yeah. She's using you for your non-sexual attention. Yeah.
Yeah, and see, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about like the type of chick who's into like the things that I like to do, right? So, for example, like if she's not doing anything on a Saturday, it's like she'll want to come out to the track and just be there to like help out and shit. That type of thing, right? Like that's why I was listening to where you were going. I was like, whoa. No, we're not talking about that. We're not talking about that at all, right? Because
hey, you got to be careful. You was going to get called a simp that's saying, actually, I like to be the beta orbiter. It's fun.
Yeah. I was like, whoa. Let's make sure we're understanding this correctly here. What I'm saying is that how do you have to this is also the reason why I don't engage. I don't spend a lot of time engaging with a lot of women. I because of what you just said. I have my own shit going on, dude. I have a lot of shit going on. Like to run like the things that I'm doing, and I'm a father. How much time do you actually think I have to give to women? I don't have much, right? So that means that whatever time I do have, she's got to be worth the time for me to spend doing that with, right?
Yeah.
Right. See, so again, I'm talking about intelligent application here.
Mm-hmm.
Conscious application, conscious decision making, discernment. Okay. I'm talking about utilizing all these things so that you have good relationships with people. All right. They're like the kind that like you get something from it, they get something from it. Like there's nothing wrong with having a reciprocal friendship or relationship with someone. It really isn't. And so that's where it's like, whoa, let's make sure we're not in that realm where we're talking about something being skewed. Right. I don't keep people like that around me, man. So and I'm not that person to other people. So, you know, ultimately what we have to understand is our net worth is our net worth. So if women are going to be around me, they're women, dude, they're women that I value. I value. So if I value them, I'll give them my time.
Yeah. How long have these friendship arrangements with women lasted before it turned into something more?
That would depend, man. Sometimes it wasn't long. I think usually what happens, man, like what happens is it kind of triggers early on, right? Like usually what'll happen, man, and Mike V actually hit me to this phrase, identity quake. Okay, and essentially what an identity quake is when someone has sort of like a pre-program or pre-thought or a preconceived notion of who you are as a person, right? And then what happens is that like a conversation between you and that person happens, and right on the fly what they have to do is basically erase what they thought and learn you all over again. Okay, and that's what happens oftentimes with myself and women, is that they'll have like a preconceived notion or a thought, and then we'll have an exchange, and then all of a sudden it's just like, you know, I want to know more about that, or can we, you know, we should talk more about that. You know, I'm really interested to, you know, get more of your thoughts or something. And then that's usually kind of how it goes down, right? So usually that, but I'm just saying, dude, that's not every chick.
Yeah.
Not all chicks are. You get what I'm saying, man? Like what we have to do is not contextualize this shit in all this red pill, blue pill, manosphere bullshit.
There you go.
Because
Yeah.
because it don't work like that for me. And like all this, oh well, beta bucks and this and that. It's like, nigga, I ain't ever cashed out like that. Like, what?
Yeah.
And I'm saying any women that I deal with, they got some sense. I don't waste my time dealing with women who ain't got no goddamn sense.
Yeah. Right on. Ricardo Rodney says people need to watch the movie Idiocracy. It's a perfect example on the dumb outbreeds the smart people. It's dangerous to be the smartest. Yep. Yeah, no, yeah. I don't know if he was listening. We definitely already mentioned Idiocracy earlier in the stream, but thanks for the super chat. I appreciate that. And I saw your comment where you said I skipped right over your super chat, and I don't know how. I don't even know if I clicked on it and then forgot to read it or didn't click on it at all. I just know I missed it somehow. But there it is. I circled back and made up for it. There you go. All right, go ahead, Complex, with the six.
All right, so we got
factor.
number 6. Yeah, you hate small talk. You feel physically, you feel physically uncomfortable when someone cannot hold a deep conversation with you. Small talk is a thing of nightmares, and you would much rather sit in silence than have to answer to someone's comments on the weather. You admire those who use their intelligence to carry conversations forward, to expand on ideas and ask questions that fuel speaking points. Let's see here. Number 7. You are.
I don't know if you've ever read Mode 1, but those almost exact words are in the book Mode 1. By the way.
Yeah, and you know, I kind of understand, because I'm kind of, you know what? After we do this, I want to cover something. I want to touch on something you said before we got into this, right? Because it relates. Number 7. You're extremely turned off by foolishness or brutism. You cannot stand those who need to assert themselves through aggression or over-the-top gestures. You have no tolerance for men or women who are foolish and who unravel easily. Sounds like a lot of people around here, huh? You find it attractive when someone can meet difficult situations with poise and with intellect. You admire those who can rationalize their feelings and who do not explode or fly off the handle whenever things go so wrong. Number 8, you would rather meet someone in a bookstore than a bar. I won't go into that, but essentially that kind of speaks to what I'm talking about when I say, like, okay, well, I question the women dudes are dealing with. Where the fuck are you? I don't go to trash places. I don't hang out in trash spots and engage with bullshit ass women. I just don't. Right. So since I'm not in those environments, then I'll get what is in my environment. Okay, and when I go to my environments, man, those tend to be like sensible chicks, man. Chicks that are just they be doing their own thing. So that's what's in my proximity. So yeah, you are an incredible listener. You love when people can teach you things, and this has caused you to hone your listening skills. You admire those you care for. But though you admire when those you care for are able to go on about something they learned or something they find fascinating. Not only does this expand your mind, but and connect with your value of conversation. Seeing someone so passionate about knowledge and so capable of articulating it makes you bubble over with admiration. You have no problem sitting still and listening to them for hours. Man, look, there would be times, man, my wife and I, man, we would have a conversation. I look outside, man, the sun's going down.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had those kinds, man. Bad grammar is one of your biggest turnoffs. If you start to talk to someone and they text you things like, "Hey, what are you doing?" or use short forms, you cannot stand it. You are automatically turned off. You cannot continue talking to them any longer. It's not just about book smarts for you. Now, Bernard, I want to get your take on this one because we always hear about street smarts, right? The corporate thug and all that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Right. But what they're actually talking about when it's not book smarts is, again, it's the intelligence, it's the IQ, the emotional, intellectual, adaptability, all of those various quotients. That's the non-book smarts that this is referencing right here. And the last point, you are always looking to learn. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it, man. Like if that profile is you, then that's that.
Yeah. The book smarts thing. Okay, this is something that I don't like when Black people do, where they break smarts down to is either book smart or street smart.
Right.
It's one or the other.
Right.
Like,
it's bullshit, dude. Like, here's the thing. What street smarts is it's savviness. Okay. See, words have definitions for a reason. Okay. There's nothing smart or intelligent about being in the street. So street smarts it's an oxymoron. You're talking about street savviness. Okay. There's street savvy, and then there's intelligence. There is no such thing as street smarts. That's stupid. But here's what we do, right? What we do is we create fucked up concepts, right? We purposely create diametrically opposing concepts, right? And then try to rationalize the shit, i.e., educated lame. Two words that are actually diametrically opposed to each other. They actually mean the opposite, and you stick them together.
You say, all right, well, let's explore that one. You said educated lame. Even though I hate the word, and I'll be glad when we officially move past that word, but let's go ahead and deal with it for now. You say those two.
Wait, like real quick. So Omega Drez says, so we have smart criminals and dumb criminals. Is it smart to be a criminal? No. What you have good criminals and you have shitty ones. Criminality in and of itself is the act. Is it smart to be a criminal?
And also, if someone is a criminal, and if they happen to be more intelligent than the average criminal, had that person decided not to commit criminal acts, his intelligence wouldn't go up or down. So I mean, I feel like that's always been my problem with street smart. It's like you're either smart or you're not smart, but it's stupid to willfully live that life of being in the streets. And I feel like if you are smart, you're going to eventually cultivate a life to where you don't have to be in the streets, or you're not going to be in the street. So I feel like it's just not a useful term to say street smart. I mean, you could just say,
yeah. I mean, like, look, even in the chat, people are like, well, smartest criminals don't get caught. No, savviest criminals don't get caught. Smart people aren't criminals. I mean, dude, like we gotta understand what smart means.
Yeah, you gonna get a lot of pushback from a lot of black people on that one.
Here's what I'll do. I'll get pushback, but then just conceptually speaking, like we're talking about, we're like it's criminality that we're talking about here, right? So let's I'm not going to delve into it. Okay, I'm just we're talking about criminality, and we'll just end it right there.
Mm-hmm.
We're trying to rationalize criminality, basically.
Yeah. Sir Tice in the building with a super chat. He says, salute Bernie and to the Black Brain Trust brethren. Mike V, keep it techie and complex.
Yeah, salute Sir Tice. Peace.
Yep. Yeah. Interesting. What was damn, it was something that you had said that you had wanted to bring up that you had wanted me to respond to.
You know what? It was about sort of like kind of like the sports archetype, alpha, smart, this, that.
Okay.
You know. I mean that well, I'm trying to recall the exact point. I think I might have touched on it, so maybe we don't have to address it. Oh, you know what? Here's what I did want to say. You know, we typically will attribute like alphaness to as an archetype anyway, to like the physical sort of like, okay, when you say alpha, there's an image that pops in your head, right?
Yeah.
Okay. However, in the real world, it's the intelligentsia who actually controls the image that you think is alpha, right? That image is actually subservient to the intelligentsia, right? So when you are kind of sussing out what this alpha beta thing, it's wholly subjective, and what we're kind of conflating like hierarchies here, right? There's a cultural sexual hierarchy, and then there's a social hierarchy, and the alphas in both are actually diametrically opposed. So like in the social hierarchy, largely, like think about all of the dudes who made the most money during all this shit. They're all technocratic. they're all CEOs of tech companies and shit like that, who are not the most physically imposing people.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that's kind of that's why I just wanted to address what you're saying, because I'm like, well, look, the reality is that, man, the movers and shakers in the real world are the intelligentsia. They aren't people who have some sort of hunking physical attributes and stuff. That's why the largest rates of sapiosexual women are like in India. They're in Asian countries, for example. You know? So it's all kind of self-evident based on where you go on the globe and where you see like a predominantly technocratic society and stuff like that, and then you can chart the mating patterns that are reflective of that. So, you know, it's all kind of self-evident, and it's really just more of like cultural imprints and cultural imperatives, right? What we speak about in terms of Black culture is unique to Black culture. It's not reflective of the global aggregate. It's unique to Black culture.
Do you think white people in America have, you know, I guess, okay, the only time I really hear people talking alpha and all of this stuff, you know, white people talking about it, is essentially in manosphere spaces, you know, so, and a lot of them do have a type of concept of it similar to us. But when you're talking about in India, how it's, you know, the intelligent men that are the movers and shakers in society, and, you know, getting with one of the intelligent men that create stuff is you're getting with the alpha. Do you think white people in America necessarily look at it or view it more or less like that, or no?
I don't. It's kind of, I guess for well, okay, yeah. This isn't exactly a technocratic society. So I guess like white folks here in this country, it's a mix. I mean, I don't really follow like how and why they date, right? Like that's not. I'll be really honest with you. Like why other people do what they do, from a mating and dating standpoint, I don't really follow it too much. So I don't know. I think they do it for more for just like generational sort of. They think a little bit different about like things like generational wealth and all that kind of stuff to an extent. So I think there's some incorporation of it, but not wholesale like in like the Asian countries.
Okay, and I do got a question on top to piggyback on something you said there, but Clue came through with a super chat. He says, "What up, Bernard Riley and the Grown Man Hour? Peace, salute, and thanks to you. Appreciate the super chat." You said this isn't a technocratic society that we have here in the U.S. Now, explain that one, because I see a lot of fucking technology around here. So for the layman that does not understand, explain how is this not a technocratic society and what distinctly makes, I suppose, India different in that sense.
Well, I mean, we have a democratic republic. Okay, so like just fundamentally, our government is structured differently. Whereas I would say the best actual example of a technocratic society is China.
Okay.
So it's you have a meritocracy in the sense of that what they do is they pull from across the board. So basically, it doesn't matter if you're in like if you're in the lower classes, middle classes, upper classes. Like let's just say if the children are testing and scoring off the charts, they pull your ass and they put you into special programs, right? Because they understand is that the best is the best, regardless of where they may actually be at currently, right? So if we find like some poor kid in China, but he does a test and just scores off the charts, man, they're pulling him. In 10 years, he's going to be one of their top engineers, probably over here at Stanford or something. You know, so it functions a little bit differently, right? They leverage the intelligences of their populace as like an aggregate. And China functions as just one big ass company.
Now, I always thought that the U.S. technically did that, maybe not as precise, but to some degree, I felt like they did that. So I suppose, are you saying that here in the U.S. that we don't do that?
No, because
well, hold on, real quick before you answer that. Black Uru came through. Black Uru came through once again. He says, "Listen to Akon on Vlad TV, then come back with the argument that crooks are not smart." Akon is a brilliant man who happened to start out as a crook. I think what you're saying right there speaks to what I was saying. Is he was into. Like, I think Jay-Z is savvy and intelligent, whether he's doing crimes or doing the legal shit that he does now. So I don't. That's why that's my pushback against street smart, because Jay-Z is proven to be smart, whether he's doing street shit or not. I don't know. That's where I'm at with it. Go ahead.
No, there's a comment in chat said I said China is a meritocracy. I said no, it's a technocratic society. Yeah, I don't know. He's getting the terms mixed up, but that's why I didn't want to delve too deep into that stuff, because we can always go to the brain trust and then talk all the technocratic details of things. But we're merely, because this is all referencing sapiosexualism, right? And sort of like how it relates to relations in Black culture moving forward. And we're looking at like other cultures and what they actually practice. So, and what they get out of it. Now, we're looking at it and we're saying, okay, well, what's something that we could do, right, as a Black culture imperative that could actually change our outcomes? Maybe change how we look at dating and mating, like wholesale. I mean, that's the ultimate point from all of this. Because if you're talking like solutions and stuff to some sort of dating and mating problem, some sort of gender war issue and all that, then you have to think above the problem.
You got cut off. It was something that you were about to say or respond to. I told you to hold your thought.
Oh, was it this right here? I think it said Akon is a brilliant man who happened to start out as a crook. So my question is that, so what is he doing? Is he doing criminal activity right now? Is he brilliant at what he's legitimately doing? or was he a brilliant crook? You know what I mean? That's what I mean. Like, what I don't want to do is extol the virtues of whether a criminal is smart or not. I say it's not really smart to be a criminal, but if you want to go down that road, feel free. I'm not going to debate like whether like a criminal. I don't think it's smart to be a criminal. That I'm kind of presupposing it. So if you want to get into whether a criminal is smart or not, well, you could have that argument. Go ahead. I'm not going to have it.
It was something before that we were getting into, but I can't remember. I can't remember what we was getting into or where we was headed. I know I'd asked you about how is this not a technocratic society, and you're explaining the difference in China. You said China is the most.
Okay. So no. The whole point here is what we're talking about is the benefits of intelligent breeding, basically.
Oh shit! I'm sorry. I just yawned my ass off. I couldn't move. I had paralysis. I couldn't even cover my mouth. I was trying to get my hand up to cover my mouth, but the yawn was so strong. It's like it just made my whole body tense up.
That was a power yawn right there.
Man, I couldn't even move. My whole body just went stiff.
It's like hold on, we got something coming.
Yeah, we had to deal with that. Oh shit. I don't know where the hell we at now. We're talking about the power of damn, what did you say? Intelligent breeding. That's a tough one. I'm not gonna lie. It's like it just feels like in America the country is just too one of the side effects of freedom is that the unintelligent are going to outbreed the intelligent.
That's kind of, isn't that maybe sort of been the challenge of society? You know what I mean? Like, how do we best manage a functional progressive society when not everybody is like on the same page?
How do we manage a functional progressive society when everybody is not functional and progressive? That's the question.
You think you have a brilliant idea, and a whole bunch of people are like, I don't want to hear about all your techno babble and blah blah blah. Why you got to make it so difficult? And it's like, well, the world is a difficult place, but okay.
Yeah. Dollar Washer, thank you for the super chat. He says founding fathers of our country are criminals.
I mean, like I said, dude, like, if you want to have, I'm not having a conversation about criminals.
Yeah.
What does that have to do? I'm not sure what that has to do with sapiosexualism, but okay.
Yeah, well, this is black folks. You mentioned criminals. You criticize the idea and concept of somebody being street smart. So, the pitchforks are coming when you do that. So you just got to deal with the pitchforks for now. He said, shout out to Silent Lamont. He said, Bernard, have you ever yawned so good you got high and went? And when you stood up, you got dizzy. Yeah, man.
Yeah, I had one of those, dude. Like the damn, yeah. That first one in the morning is typically that one. The first one when you get up. Yeah, that's usually the one.
Yeah. Well, look at it. Okay, I remember I was listening to Neil deGrasse Tyson. He was breaking down some shit like Neil deGrasse Tyson does, and he was explaining how we live in a world ran by technology, but only a really small percentage of people really understand how it really works. Like, I got technology in here. I understand if I plug this in here and plug that in there and push this button and that button. But if you open the camera up and remove one little small piece of it and then hand it back to me, I'm done. I can't put it back together. Like, so we live in a society ran by technology. Only a small people actually understand it. Is it necessary for everybody to truly understand it? And it's a weird question because goes back to something I always said is the intelligent people ultimately end up taking care of the rest of everybody else. And I'd say taking care of it with quotation marks, because, for example, I go back to myself being a blue collar worker, working, you know, on some assembly lines.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Not saying everybody was working there was dumb. It was a lot of very intelligent conversations. Well, some people were dumb, but some people, you end up next to them, you have some very intelligent conversations. But at the end of the day, you know, we were lower skilled workers at the time, but the full functionality of the plant, it was all kind of really smart technical junk going on. And it was people higher up that I assume was smart, making a lot of really good business moves and deals globally to make that whole place that hired that you know, that employed thousands of people actually work and function.
Mm-hmm.
So what it will end up being is that in a society that's driven by technology and intelligent people creating all that technology, those that are not as intelligent, I mean, I was including myself among those ranks because I was, you know, I was a factory worker at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Those they will ultimately, you know, do the labor, so to speak, to you know, help to make it all function and work. But long as there's a small percentage of smarter people at the top that are making the right moves and putting the right things in place and creating the right technology and making the right decisions on how that technology is going to ultimately be cultivated, and that will ultimately result in people being employed, then the society will function in that regard. Like that typically how it would go. But it seems like in a technocratic society, once it gets more and more advanced, then the little guy, the people that I talked about, the workers, you know, what happens with them?
Well, we're seeing it right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're seeing what's going on right now. We're under a shift into the fourth industrial paradigm, and it's not like it's as if it just started or something. No, we're like knee deep into it. Okay, so
nobody sees it though. Like I don't feel it. I don't see it.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. They see it and feel it. They just don't understand that that's what it is.
Mm.
Okay. I mean, they know it. I mean, everybody's got a damn smartphone full of apps that you can pull out and either make money, send money, buy things. You know, essentially a smartphone is like a tricorder from Star Trek. When you break it down by definition of what a tricorder did, we all walk around with a modern day one of these things in our pockets. Okay. Mm-hmm. We also do things like, well, I'm hungry. Let me pull my phone out, boop, boop, boop. And then all of a sudden somebody's driving up to your house and dropping some food off. Okay. And you didn't have to talk to anybody to do this. So we actually, it's so benign. That's the problem.
We're not going to feel it until we can pull our phone out and do, and they beam the food in right there in front of us.
Here's the thing. We're that's what I mean, dude. Like that's where we're quickly starting to move to. Right? No, that's because now you have these robotic arms that just make the food for you in your kitchen. They have this robotic arm. It's a rack that attaches to the top of your stove, right? And all you do is, there's a video demo of it. It literally will just, you pre-program what you want, right? And it grabs all the shit and mixes it up and makes it for you. You know, we have 3D printing farms. Clue just put it in there. So you want to prototype something, you want to build something, like you flip up your laptop, open up like CAD or SolidWorks, right? Sketch up your prototype and then hit enter, and then there's a 3D printer that's going to print out a three-dimensional sample piece of it. Okay, that's how quickly we go from like thought to manifestation. And you know, with the advent of where we're going now, it's basically a lot of societal functions that are really just going to get automated. So, you know, it's you know, look, technology leads to efficiency, or efficiency is actually the driver of technology. And so efficiency is also going to account human capital. How can we do this with less people?
Yeah, I was trying to look at this link or whatever Nick Penn just put in the chat. I have no idea what that was.
Yeah.
In
And AI
science fiction
and
Star
just
Trek universe, a tricorder is a multi-function handheld device used for sensor. And I don't know what it. Okay,
no, he was telling me what I said a tricorder, and he basically like that's what it is. It's a handheld device that serves multiple functions. That's essentially your modern day smartphone.
gotcha.
Yeah, you know. But Nick Penn said AI will never think as we do. It's not. That's the thing. It's not supposed to. AI is it's single purpose.
Explain that. What do you mean by it's single purpose?
No, so like if you create you don't create AI to like be a human. That's not what it doesn't do that. Like AI is it's specific for the task, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if I need a robot to like basically take a nut and screw it on and screw it on to this bolt, okay? So what you do is you program the robot to learn how to do it, and then the robot starts to think about doing this task, and then what it does is it thinks about how to do it more efficiently. And that's what you want. You want the robot to more efficiently do things on its own. So it's kind of like single purpose. It's not like, we're
But that's the part where the robot figures out that it could do it more efficiently if you weren't around to interrupt it. And then that's where
no.
Skynet goes live and start killing us.
Well, no. I was gonna say that's where we kind of get off into the weeds, right? Because it could maybe like if you like anime series like Ghost in the Shell actually cover this. That's the very premise of it, where basically
I knew Omega Dreads was gonna be with me on that.
yeah, because well, Ghost in the Shell actually is a real dope. It's a highly cerebral anime series that came out years ago, and it delved into this. Basically, we're in the future, like you don't really have that many like 100% complete humans in existence like that anymore, right? So everybody's now largely some some combination of like a cyborg of some kind, or you're a full android, okay? And everybody's connected through what we now call a Neuralink, right? This is the thing that Elon Musk is working on.
You said that's
Okay,
Ghost in the Shell?
Ghost in the Shell, yeah. Everything, every person is connected to this Neuralink network type of thing, right? And then what you'll do is you'll have people that will implant viruses into the neural network, and then let's just say let's say they wanted to commit a crime, right? What they'll do is they'll target a person who's in the vicinity, shoot a virus through the neural network into that person, and then that person will do some shit, right? And then these dudes will come run behind, take the money and leave, or do some shit like that. And then what they have to do is figure out who hacked the neural link and then go bust the criminals. So when you're talking about like injecting like some sort of like malicious code or something to infect like a robot that was largely just doing something menial, that's actually been touched on. Like Ghost in the Shell is a good series, man. That really covers that type of shit. Like we're talking about cybercrime on a Neuralink level.
Nick Penn says this chip is designed to go in your brain via surgery. Elon says there's no blood and takes a little over an hour. Thank you for the super chat.
Yep.
Engineering cannabis. AI is still being worked on. AI has no human emotion or human common sense. It is still being worked on.
That's what I mean. It's like we can't assume that AI is thinking of things the way humans do, because it doesn't have human emotion or human impetus that kind of drives how we think. The AI is given a preset data. It's a data set, and basically it's instructed to do it as efficiently as you can. It's a difference.
Yeah. I gotta check. I've been hearing about Ghost in the Shell. That's a TV show or a movie?
It started out as a movie, and then they did a series. There's a live action. I think Scarlett Johansson was in it.
Yeah.
I think it was her. She played, and there was some shit over it because they got a white chick to play the lead character when really she should have been Asian. Um, and then there's like the standalone series. They have like the standalone complex series, which is like it's like 3 1-hour episodes, and
Oh, okay.
it's really just yeah. So there's like there's a movie, there's the series, and then there's like a 3-part 1-hour series, and then there's like a live action version.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. Yeah, those anything with artificial intelligent androids, that's my shit. I love watching anything sci-fi like that. I'm behind on a lot of it. Some of it I got to get caught up on, but shit, the 2001 movie Artificial Intelligence with Jude Law and the kid from The Sixth Sense, like shit like that.
Yeah.
I like that. I feel like my camera is tripping, getting out of focus. I need to go tinker around with it. Something's going on with it.
Now I'm
Anyway.
gonna hold on. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Bernard.
Oh no, yeah. Sir Tice in the building. He says, read the chat. You can't make this up. You can't have criminality rationalizers and cats minimizing intelligence, laughing my ass off. You can't make this up. Hey man, we moved past that. We get people, they already brought the daggers, darts, arrows, and spears out for complex.
No. Here's what, like I said, dude. Like, I'm not even gonna bother to have that because it's a stupid conversation to have. To be honest with you.
Yeah.
So here's what you could do on another live stream, like literally title it criminality, and then let all these dudes come up and let them rationalize the shit.
I suppose.
Yeah,
But yeah,
I don't bother. I'm not bothered to have.
Yeah, I'm not doing it and dealing with it. I mean,
yeah. We were talking about sapiosexual not being fucking criminals.
Yeah, I ain't touching on it. I ain't bothering it. What was I about to say? Oh yeah, no, another one that I started. I'm like 2 episodes in. It's on. I forgot which app I'm watching that on. I think HBO Max or something. I don't know. Raised by Wolves is a good one so far. With some
Raised by Wolves.
I believe that's what it's called. Yeah, Raised by Wolves. It's basically in the post-apocalyptic. It was apparently a war between humans and robots. Some type, and in a weird way, it was some type of religious war. They just vaguely reference it. I mean, and then the aftermath of it, humans and robots barely exist in really small pockets. Well, humans and androids exist in very small pockets, and it's a weird thing where it's like these two androids, because they know how to create humans somehow. So they were, for whatever reason, creating humans and raising them up as, from kids, and then some humans found out about. I mean, it's kind of interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I could even see how our modern day scientific establishment could breed that type of scenario, because I came across an article maybe like about a couple weeks ago. Some in China somewhere, man. They successfully fertilized an embryo. Right. We're talking about in an external womb. That means that basically from the outside, we could all look and watch the entire process happen.
Yeah, I saw that.
Right. So now think about it, right? So let's just say you collect all the data on that process, and then you feed that data into a machine, right? If we were to then transfer that data into a machine that did have an AI algorithm, well, now this machine, one, has an artificial intelligence component, and two, the data on how to create a human. Right. So now, only thing that we're really looking at here is what would be the motivation for a machine to cognitively say, you know what, I want to do this. And that, who knows, right? Who knows? That's where we get into that real gray area, because we've already kind of seen instances, and I don't really know if these are psyops or not, right? I'm not so quick like when you see some of these video clips where you'll have like a group of people and they're talking to an AI bot, right? And then like there's stuff that the AI bot is saying back to them. They ask the question, then the bot answers them. How do I know for 100% certainty that bot really just gave them that answer, right? How do I know?
Yeah,
I don't
that's
know.
true. That's true.
So that's why for me, I don't get off into it to the point where I have a tinfoil hat on, but I do see based on the technologies that are present day, how we could possibly have something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting. All right, let me get my head out the gutter because we the modern times. So whenever we start talking about this, then okay, bring on the sex robots. That's okay,
there we go, man. There we go.
That's really what it's all about. They doing everything else just to gradually build up to the sex robots.
I mean,
that's what all this is about.
I mean, and again, dude, that's where it's like, okay, I came on more or less to talk about, you know, relationships in the future between actual humans, right?
Yeah, but then that's where it's going. That's where it's going to go.
Yeah. Hey,
that's
but
crazy.
Check this out. Give me a couple minutes. I'm gonna go pay a quick water bill, and then I need to go check on my daughter and my niece. I just want to make sure they're still asleep, or if they're up and they want to get their smoothies. And so, give me like 3-4 minutes, okay?
All right. Well, I'll drop the link, and then
hold on. Let me and then I'll switch devices here. Hold on a second. And look, if we drop, can we keep the conversation?
Oh yeah. Oh no. That's almost a new rule. That's a new rule around here. I'm not letting somebody just come up with their random agenda or whatever. No, that's practically a new rule. We will have some panels where, you know, it's just okay, just freestyle fuckery. Let's roll. Let's, you know, go ahead and shoot the shit on whatever on your mind. We will do that sometimes, but a lot of times if we're having a focused conversation like this, like in the subject, you know, 85% of what we talk about was sapiosexuals,
right?
And that, and so yeah, you can come up and you could talk about that. You can talk about, you know, the intelligence as a factor in attracting and this or that. I mean, it's plenty of ways to spin on it. You can be directly related or loosely related to the topic. Yeah, you think?
All right, hey, Bernard, I'm gonna switch devices. I'll hop right back on a second. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
And I gotta do this real quick, my damn self. So give me a second, because I gotta, while he's doing that, I gotta get up and do something, because the problem that I thought I took care of is apparently not taken care of. Apparently it's not taken care of. I still gotta get up and reset the camera. But I don't gotta worry about the battery running out. That I don't have to worry about anymore. So I can basically be on. I can do an 8-hour stream and be on camera for the whole 8 hours. Just every 30 minutes, I got to get up and play around with the camera. Bringing Complex back up into the stream, even though I don't know if he's ready to come back. We got Judge Zilla, who was going to coming up here to tell us about his sapiosexual robot that he's in a relationship with. What's going on, Judge?
We're not in a relationship quite yet.
Don't tell me you got friend zoned by your sex doll.
Well, no, I'm working on the INI files.
What? What'd you say?
Well, you've got to install the down. You've got to download there's DLC. You know, you got to first the functional, and then you got to get the DLC for the extras, for the bonus.
Gotcha. All right.
No, I was bouncing on to say to reference the earlier conversation about
technocratic society, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so one of the main reasons we're not in a technocratic society is Complex alluded again to technocratic societies are more meritocratic by proving of intellect and application of intellect for the use of technologies and resource development for the betterment. The leadership, that's the problem. The leadership needs to be of that ilk as well. And so our leadership comes not from the STEM fields, right? It comes from the legal fields, right? Like more than 90% of our senators, congressmen, see what I'm saying? They're legal. They're trained in the legal aspect of. That's not to say that they're not smart, but they're
Right.
not. See
No,
they deal with rhetoric instead of.
Neil deGrasse Tyson made that same point. I'm mad I didn't put that question towards Complex, because Neil deGrasse Tyson made that exact same point, that they're all essentially, like, they come from the legal field. A lot of them were lawyers, and the prelude to that, before you become that, is the debate team and all of that stuff.
History degrees, political science.
Yeah, they're people who are more or less trained to show up, not even knowing what side of the argument they're going to be on, but got to be equipped to argue either side. So they're just arguing and going back and forth. It's just a rhetorical rhetoric game instead of actual problem-solving, thinking type of people who do it more in a shit. Yeah, you worded it.
It's like in debate. In debate, debates work and win more based on the audience and based on the emotionality that you can connect to your topic, right? And so the more that you can sway the audience to, for there to be a determined successor, is incorporating emotionality in those, right? And again, you'll see that in court cases. You'll see that in the presentations that they utilize there. So when for us to become a technocratic society, it would have to be the leadership that governs the rest, right? Where you were saying, the smart people have to, facilitate our lives, right? They're the ones that make the computers. They're the ones that they're the ones that refine agriculture technology to where we become like this huge producer of food, to where there's more than enough food that's cheap enough for so many people to get fat. You know what I mean?
Oh,
that type of situation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
good
definitely.
Stuff, Judge. Good stuff, Judge. What's going on, by the way, bro? What's going on, MOT?
MOT, are you there? I think I saw you on the road, but you can. Oh, damn! MOT just dropped off.
Scary.
Okay, you might have trouble connecting.
Yeah, I know how it be when he be on the road. Black Uru in the building. What's going on?
Hey, how are you gentlemen doing? Thanks for bringing me up. It's interesting listening to technocrats, because I don't think they ever adequately address the issue of what happens when the AI becomes sentient. I mean, didn't we have a few years ago with Facebook where they released, or they were researching some sort of artificial intelligence, and it started creating its own language and talking to itself, and they immediately had to shut that down. Yep. They couldn't predict what was going to happen with that.
Oh, they know exactly what would happen with that.
They know exactly what's going to happen with it.
Which is why they shut that shit down.
Well, exactly. I mean, so when we talk about a technocratic future, I just see a lot of unanswered risk there.
Well, here's what you all you see that, but here's what you also see. You also see it rolling out right now. So either there's one or two things are going to happen here. Either you get over your fear of it, or and not only get over your fear of it, but learn it, master it, so that you can deploy it yourself, or be subjected to it. You have a choice.
I believe we're going to be subjected to it regardless of whether we master it. And I think in the world in which you're going to have a superior artificial intelligence, even the very brightest of us maybe including yourself, are going to at some point submit to something that's going to be stronger and greater than us.
Well,
You're already doing it.
yeah, exactly. How is that any different, right? This to me this sounds like this sounds like the argument over the of the car or of the horseless buggy or excuse me of the horsed buggy over the car.
The
right?
car
We
does
don't
not.
know.
The car does not think.
No. Look.
The car does not have a capacity to drive itself unless you program it.
Black Guru,
And does not have. I mean,
the,
you're talking about the potential.
extend the rationale of the argument, but like.
No, but I understand your point that obviously, whenever there's a new technological advancement, there have been changes, and we have all had to adjust. And what I'm saying is that the scale, the potential scale,
is something unlike the world has ever seen.
Well, yes, but that's
it
like
may
the
be
invention
much
of gunpowder
greater,
did that.
may be much dramatically greater than that of the impact.
But that happens with every industrial shift.
But Complex.
That happens with every industrial shift.
His argument though is this new technology is going to be unlike anything ever seen before. Anything. It's not going to be.
This will become.
You cannot have sentient technology.
This will become a thinking thing.
Right. That's able to reproduce itself.
That we never created anything that thought, that had a sentient thought or the capacity of sentient thought greater than our own. We've never created it.
You guys remember the movie I, Robot, right? So, machines with programming have to follow a certain structure. But then when that robot is able to do what the fuck it wants to do and have its own BFF,
Well, hold on, real quick. Hold on, I want to go to Complex on what was brought up when Ur was talking about those computers talking amongst each other. Yeah, they unplugged it, but based off like what were the or you can give your opinion, or if you know either of you have done actual research on what the experts that were observing it, what were they saying that far as I know it's easy for us to say, oh yeah, they had to unplug it, Skynet. But like, what was there? How did they analyze it? That's what I'm trying to. That's what I want to get. If anybody knows exactly how they analyze their rationale in the whole situation,
because they were unable to unencrypt the communication. The AI came up with a superior encryption method, and they couldn't unencrypt it to see what the two were saying to each other.
Yeah.
And do you now see how extremely dangerous that could be?
I mean, think how quickly.
But again, you're speaking.
Think of how quickly.
Hold on, real quick, one at a time. Hold on, let me get one more question. Complex. When they couldn't encrypt it, were they thinking like I'm trying to figure out if their mind was in the same place as the layman? Were they thinking, "Oh shit, Skynet, shut it off," or were they just thinking more at a or were they at some other level of, well, no, we have to shut it off because of A, B, C, and D? It wasn't Skynet, or were they thinking, oh fuck, this is Skynet?
Well, with any like experiment, right? You basically have outlined what you are trying to achieve from it, right? So as soon as it starts happening, and you're like, okay, A just got met, B was met, C was met. And then you get to D and you're like, well, wait a minute. Okay, this shit is doing something else and we don't know what. So if it met A, B, and C, then you could then start to surmise what could be happening with D, right? Because you had initiation, then you had communication, then you had a transfer of data. And then when we got to D, we wanted to see what the results of the transfer of data was. You're like, wait a minute, did these motherfuckers just encrypt this shit to where we can't see what they're talking about? Hold the fuck up and then pull the plug.
Yes, but what he's asking though is the scientist seeing that as fuck, that's Skynet, or is that that's just standard operating procedure?
No, it's not standard. The standard is not.
It's worse.
Saw that shit as.
Go ahead, let Complex answer.
Yeah.
It's because step D was for them to see how they are talking to each other and what they are saying, right? But as soon as you see that the AI creates an encryption method that you can't unencrypt, then you don't know what the two are saying.
So you agree with us?
Well, I mean,
No, because look,
I think MOT was
again,
trying
you
to
guys,
get in.
you guys.
I mean, we're all basically in agreement. I mean,
because
No, we're not in agreement.
we're not
not particularly.
because
Not
you push
particularly.
you push forward two dichotomous arguments, right? You push forward, you push forward. We don't know, and we know indefinitely.
Right.
Good one.
Well, when you got the robot that went live on TV, and then they asked it a question, and it talked about it wanted to kill all humans, and they shut that shit down real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Is that really?
Y'all remember that shit?
No, I remember it, and I even brought that up. No, I remember it, and I brought that up, and what I said was that.
So now it can think on its own, and it came to the conclusion, kill all humans. That ain't good, bro.
Wait, hold on 1 second. Wait, hold on, MOT. See, we can't determine whether or not that was just a psyop or not, right? So I'm going to cast that one off. I can't conclusively say anything about that shit. But what I can say, though, is that when some Facebook fucking engineers conduct an experiment, they got a plug because the communications were encrypted in such a way where they couldn't unencrypt it. Okay, I'll take that one. That other shit where, look, I don't know if that was just some shit for show or a psyop.
I mean, we don't know. We're all just pontificating. I mean, I'm not a scientist of robots.
I think there's a better example. I think there's a better experiment as an example.
Go ahead. What's up?
What's that, Judge?
I said I think there's a better example. There's a better experiment as an example.
Wait. Yes, right. MOT. What you want to say, bro?
Well, no. Yeah, it's just that the problem is, it's just like Ultron said. We create the shit that we hate, and then you try to control it, and that's not how that works. I say this: look, create this shit, see where it goes, because it's just like how Ultron pretty much said, like the Ultron Protocol. In order to make peace, you have to get rid of the people who make fucking war. That's how this shit is always going to fucking end. If you create something smarter than you,
and that happens to be all human beings.
Because I mean the equation really is simple, because they're just using mathematics. So I mean the solution is simple mathematics, which is get rid of us. I mean
the problem with Ultron is that it's inbred within humanity to engage in war.
Well,
not necessarily.
Okay. Look, Matrix and Ultron. Look, the Matrix and fucking understandably, right? Understanding the Matrix and Ultron are characters created by an author for a specific purpose. What I was saying is, there's a better example. There's a better example of something to be scared of from this type of thing, right? It's when Facebook and Google teamed up to make the AI chatbots that were responding based off of analyzing people's communications, and those communications started to be extremely toxic, racist, xenophobic, right? From the accumulation of analysis of the tweets and Facebook commentaries that were available out there. You guys remember that one? That's a better example of saying, well, if parameters aren't set up, this thing can go on. If the proper parameters, which is what Elon Musk talks about, if the proper parameters aren't set up and available, or countermeasures aren't set up and available to be able to respond to these things as you observe them occurring, then this thing could get out of hand before you understand that it gets out of hand because of the increased processing speed over human beings. Right. Look, that's where the problem that Complex alluded to earlier, with them communicating in a method that currently couldn't be decrypted because quantum computing isn't available yet.
Okay, but I posted in the private chat a portion of the article for the link that I previously posted. Now, they started out attempting to get these programs to do a certain thing, which appears to be fairly simple, swapping hats or books or balls. You know, you wouldn't think that would lead to these programs deciding to say, fuck that, let's talk to each other about some other shit, which is basically what they did.
Which is essentially when you introduce AI, I mean.
Right. Because when you have a superior artificial intelligence, it may conclude that that's some bullshit, what you all are telling us to do,
See,
and
the
maybe we
problem,
should do this other thing.
the problem with what you're saying there is, one, you just called it superior. Now, what I'm going to do is just
It
relegate it.
produced a language that human beings
Right.
cannot.
What in the world?
Wait. Let Complex lay it out. Go ahead.
Well,
Okay, but wait.
okay.
Well, wait, hold on, dude. Hold on 1 second, right? But wait, did the AI did the AI somehow spawn itself? Who created it? Humans. So what that means is
But
that
just because
wait, hold on,
humans
dude.
create-
I want to hear him explain
Can
what
I
he's trying to
finish?
say.
Okay, can I
He asked a question.
dude? Okay, listen. A human wrote it. Okay? Do you know all of the code that was embedded in the AI? Can you verify this? Can you verify
You're
the
asking questions. Do you want me to answer?
Uru, those were clearly rhetorical questions.
Holy shit.
Clearly
dude,
rhetorical. He's just
Because
making
look-
the point that humans wrote it and they know the codes that were put in it. That's all.
Right. My analysis of, and this is just coming from my technical background, okay? First of all, I got to start with the fact that humans wrote the shit. So sometimes we have to question true intent. Because see, you can write an AI script and make
What are
it
we arguing about?
It's really not an argument. It's only an argument
not an
because he keep
argument.
getting interrupted.
I mean, I'm just saying what.
I mean,
Yeah,
he's
that's the problem.
bringing a number of things here that I think merit response. So
I know, but come on, do we have the ability to hold our thought until somebody is done unless they've said some absolute left field bullshit? Then it's like, hold on, we got to stop you. I don't think
I'll be quiet. I'll be quiet. I haven't spoken much, but I'll be quiet.
he hasn't went to left field on anything. So I mean, we can let him lay out his point from beginning to end.
Yeah, and you're asking me a highly technical question, dude. I mean, you know, like you're literally asking me about artificial intelligence and like coding and all. So like, allow me to just go ahead and complete my thought.
All right, 5 minutes. No worries, brother. No worries.
I was talking to you, Keith. I was talking to Black Uru.
He's talking to Uru.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to understand what's being said. I hear a lot of words.
I'm going silent for at least 5 minutes.
All right. So basically, humans wrote the script. There you go.
Okay.
So you can elaborate and make the long point that you are going to make.
Is that it? Or
I'm trying to
stop. Everybody stop. Complex, go ahead and say whatever you were going to say, as long-winded as you were going to say it, because I found it very interesting. Go ahead.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, in short, humans created it. Okay. So when you talk about what AIs are ultimately going to do, I'm like, okay, well, you do know it was humans who created it. So what is in the code? What's in the script, the code that humans put in it?
What's the intent?
okay, well, is your
Is that still
argument
rhetorical or?
that human beings intentionally did what manifested at Facebook, and that this is essentially a fraudulent story? Is that what you're saying?
No, what I'm saying is that you and I can't independently verify all of the code set that was written in the AI script. We don't really know what it is that they were truly trying to extrapolate, and how the AI then took the command and went about trying to execute it.
Okay, but we do know.
Well, yes, because we weren't there in the room as scientists. I don't understand. Like,
we do know that the programmers had certain objectives that they wanted to manifest, and something different happened than what they thought that they had programmed these things to do. Is that not true?
Yeah, but is it also true that they wrote the code?
Yes, but I don't understand what that is a response to. That's what I'm saying. I don't understand. Like, yes, humans wrote the code. Yes. So what is that? Okay.
What does it mean that they wrote the code?
It still got out of their control. I mean,
than what they intended. What does that mean?
Okay, so the obvious logical conclusion to deduce from that is that you may not have the whole story, because they wrote the code.
We're just having opinions on YouTube. None of us are like robotic scientists.
I know, but I'm giving you a technical response.
Okay, All right.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
right. Okay.
yeah,
What
yeah.
What do you do for a living, Complex?
I work in tech.
What do you do?
I work in tech.
Do you work at the Apple store? I mean, what do you do? I mean,
No, I don't work at the Apple store. I work in
well,
tech.
that's why I asked what you did, man. You're saying we're all idiots. We don't know what we're talking about. We should just all shut up and let
That's
you
not what
talk.
he said.
No,
That's
no,
not
no,
what he
no,
said.
Not what he said.
no, I said I work in tech.
Damn.
I said I work in tech. That's what I said.
This isn't even that intense of a conversation.
It really
It's
isn't.
not. I mean, well,
Let me
basically,
sum up what
hold
Complex
on.
Design was trying to say. Let me sum up what Complex Design was trying to say. It's very simple. Without knowing the inputs of the variables that was put into this particular robot, it's kind of hard to extrapolate the output based on what went wrong and why they
well,
had
no
to
one's
unplug
arguing that. We're just all giving our opinions and pontificating. No, none of us are arguing that.
If nobody is
May I
arguing,
please finish a sentence?
MOT, which is why we should be circumspect about the direction in which things are going. You've explained.
The implication would be far worse if it was like Lockheed Martin. Because we know what their intent is, but we don't know the particulars, and it's hard to form an opinion.
Well, we're just
That's
all
all he was saying. That's all he was saying. That's all he was saying.
We know what he was saying. What he was saying
Okay.
wasn't difficult. He was saying that is in a response to, like, we know that.
May I inject a different perspective?
Well, yeah. Well, hold on. Just to sum up the point of what just went on here. I was explaining how, to the layman mind, Skynet was about to happen, and that's why they pulled the plug. I was just trying to deduce whether or not it was something. There were other more technical reasons. Like, did they pull the plug out of, the lay person like me? Fear of Skynet is, did they pull it like, oh shit, Skynet? Did they pull the plug because of that, or was there some other reasons that go above, the layperson's logic? And
the long explanation.
Can I ask you a question?
Oh, my bad.
I think Complex laid out that there is more other technical reasons.
Well, a lot more to the story.
There's more to the
that we
story.
don't know.
Holy shit. There's more to the story. However, out of all the possible variables, Skynet was probably one of those variables. But there's still other technical shit in the story, in the layers, in the details as to why they felt, okay, we need to pull the plug on this at the moment. That's all I was trying to gather. That's all I was trying to gather. I want to go silent. I want to make sure I give you opportunity if there's anything in particular that you came up specifically to say, even though you've been talking a lot via.
Actually, I haven't talked much. I mean, I'm usually talking over 3 other people trying to interject something. Usually,
You normally interrupt and then say, "Could y'all?"
Well, because I don't get Edward Anderson complex level times to talk. I gotta make all of my points within 10 seconds because I know I'm gonna get cut off. So,
because you cut people off and then you say,
yes, because I never get to talk.
You say, could y'all stop interrupting my interruptions? God damn it. That's you. That's what you do.
That's fair. See, Bernard, the difference is I let people get 12 sentences out before I interrupt. I make an interjection. I don't even get to complete one full sentence before I'm interrupted. So I would like to complete a thought. I'm usually responding or interjecting to a complete thought someone made. Now, if people want to go on a 5-minute diatribe uninterrupted, fine. But I thought it was a round table kind of conversation where normal conversations, there's interjections and things. But people just want to talk uninterrupted for 10 minutes. It's not the natural form of communication. Like, there's going to be natural interruption. Hey, what did you say? Clarify. Well, hold on. Let me finish. Like, come on, man. This is a conversation.
All right, go ahead. But you got the mic for whatever you wanted to initially get off.
But yeah, I mean, I think I was in understanding. I think it's more complex. None of us were in the room, but essentially that Skynet issue is, definitely an issue. I mean, they're creating China right now. I think is the winner of the quantum computing contest. I think, or maybe the U.S. took it back, but we have that competition every year to see who can, create the dopest and fastest quantum computer. And I think China's got that. If all my tech guys are in here, but yeah, man. Right now the military has got AI soldiers. Right now, the same company, Boston Dynamics, that created that robot dog. These fucking things are fully autonomous, firing fucking pistols and shit. Doing John Woo barrel rolls and shit. If that shit becomes live, bro, that's what's going to be walking down your American streets.
AI soldiers.
Well, no, I think you're conflating.
Sounds great.
No, well, okay. On that response, I think you're conflating. There's also a there's also a deep fake of Boston Dynamics that's on YouTube too, and that's what that video was. But
I didn't say I watched the video. you just projected that on me. I just told you about a company called Boston Dynamics that I've actually mentioned 2 years ago on this channel. We were having these conversations before, but all right. I'm just saying, you got it.
But the other position the other perspective I was going to say is as Black Guru came up, right? He laid this AI at the feet of technocrats, right? And it's being employed currently by non-technocratic governments, right? So to lay the perils and the faults of AI upon technocrats is disingenuous when it's being employed by non-technocratic governments as it stands.
Can I respond? Can I respond? I'm not laying anything at the feet of anyone. Right. What I'm saying is if you're going to make an argument or assert a thesis as to the direction in which we're going to go as a people, and your view is that we're going into sort of a technocratic future, which I don't think I necessarily disagree with, then I think you should be open to the complexities of what that future might entail. And since people are going to be presumably relying on the more technocratically proficient of us for leadership and direction, and maybe in some cases protection, I think you should at least be prepared to answer questions and address the concerns that people may express.
Well, I provide answers. Sometimes what it is that they're highly pragmatic ones, and they really don't take into account like moral objections and what have you, because the reality is that the technology is already in existence and it's in application. So it's not really about feeling, it's really just about application and how to best leverage it and utilize it to our advantage. That's where I'm at with it.
So tell us what's going to happen in the next 5 years. What's on the books for the next 5 years, Complex? Tell us all.
What do you mean?
What is this technology? 10 years. What's this technology going to be by 2030? I mean, I have my opinions, but I want to know, what your facts are going to tell me. So what can I expect by 2030?
We cover it in depth on the Black Brain Trust. I mean, in short.
I wasn't on the Black Brain Trust. I'm in a conversation with you now. I'm asking you, what do you see by 2030?
What I'm saying is on the Brain Trust, it's covered in depth. What I'll do is I'll just basically touch on it. So it's basically the rollout of fourth industrialization. So that means technology such as AI, what we're talking about, blockchain, cryptocurrencies, IoT, 5G data transfer, self-driving vehicles, 3D printing and automated manufacturing, 3D printing farms. We're talking.
We have all that now.
All alternative energy, hemp, cannabis, all things that are going to be fourth industrial based. The rollout of all of it is what we'll see over the next 10 years.
Okay, so basically what we have now, what we see now.
Well, we're like I already said, we're knee deep in the fourth industrial revolution. This isn't something that is on the horizon. We're already in it. So yeah, you do see it now because we're already in it.
I think.
All right. Engineering cannabis says everybody in this topic has a limited approach to AI. No one has a grasp of AI what AI is, what it does. I don't. Okay.
I'm gonna have
I'll admit
to
I'm not
agree
an
with him
We're
on
expert.
that
I
not.
just was coming
because
up here to shoot the shit
yeah,
about different technologies and conspiracy theories, but everyone wants to just be right. So I'll just listen to the international experts on electronics. Because so far, I haven't really heard anything I haven't heard before. I'm just talking shit, but no disrespect, but like I haven't heard anything like groundbreaking that I haven't heard before.
It's
Like
probably
we're all just throwing around our opinions.
yeah,
okay.
you can't talk about AI without ontology and stuff like that. Like I never heard of that term thrown out there before, at least in these circles. You have to talk about ontology. You have to talk about referential totality. You have to talk about all that stuff when you try to discern between AI versus sentient. Because AI, that can just be, I don't know, something that's at a lower intelligence base than an octopus. Currently, our AI is below an octopus. And I know a lot of people are like, yeah, but they can compute all these numbers and whatnot. I'm like, yeah, but it doesn't have referential totality. That means,
Exactly.
connecting the dots or common sense. So we're far away from that. In terms of it being sentient, we haven't even broken down. We're getting our own ontologies wrong, meaning where we group things, how we name things, and then we try to put those groups and program it, and then there are flaws, and then we have to scrap it and do it again and rename it and so forth. So I think in order to understand higher intelligence in terms of like a sentient being, you have to talk about ontology, epistemology, the study of knowledge, just all of that rolled into one. Because we're still trying to figure out how we're navigating the world. That's a mystery in itself because if you ever read Martin Heidegger, he came the closest and he still was off, and just reading his book alone, Being in Time, was just way too much work. You have people still trying to break this stuff down. So it's just like, for example, with language, like you push a table against a wall, and some people may say the table is touching a wall, but touch only applies to being that touch that approach things. So you can't apply touch to the table because the table can't approach anything because it doesn't have that type of being. So we are kind of like in a state of, I don't know, it's like we have language all mixed up, and then we're trying to project intentions in AI as if it's sentient, and they're just operating, somewhat similar to that. Kind of like, and I know, it was an article I found that there was this plant life and this fungi that were operating underground, similar to how the stock market works. They don't have like high intelligence, but then when you think about it, what is intelligence? Like we always assume like that's something we have to be conscious of, but the term I brought up before about referential totality, you could be unaware of it. Like when you go out of the door, when you open the door, you're not really thinking about the door. You're not even thinking about to which to go out. It's just a flow of movements, and it's like some sort of homogeneous thing. So it's like basically we can't project sentient thought processes in AI currently at this time. That's what I'm saying.
All right. Yeah. You sounded okay, but it sounded like you might have been kind of far away from whatever device you're talking into. It just sounds like you. I don't know how you even know how to describe it, but if you could fix that, make it do something to make it sound a little better, that'd be great.
Hey Bernard, real quick.
Yeah.
Nobody else is wondering what would Sister George say?
We need a woman's perspective on this topic. In other words,
I had to bring some levity, nigga.
Hey, MOT. I don't know if you even got to say what particular anything in particular that sparked you to come on up. I didn't exactly pass the mic to you yet. I don't know if you got anything you want to anything you want to add?
Are you talking to me?
No, I was talking to MOT.
Oh.
MOT going once.
You still here, bro?
He probably driving under a bridge. All right. Anybody else? Anybody else want to? Yeah, there she go. Yeah, I'm sure do. Yeah, get the hell out of here. All right. Anybody else wanted to respond to anything or pick up any little part? I know Black Uru, you tried to get in a couple times, and I snatched the mic from you, so you can go ahead and say anything that you needed to say, that you wanted to say.
Well, I mean, maybe moving a little bit further back to the original subject, that of the sapiosexual.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and kind of bringing it into the whole manosphere, in the realm of the manosphere, and the issues that we often cite. And I think maybe Complex would agree. I do agree the extent to which, when you initially enter a relationship with any female, the extent to which you're not pursuing her sexually will likely predict a greater possibility that you will have a mutually beneficial relationship with her, because you'll be operating from more likely to be operating from a mutual respect and from an understanding in which there must be some reciprocation or some sort of fairly equitable exchange of goods and services to establish and maintain that relationship. There's usually only when sex comes into the picture, when women typically are inclined and have essentially been bred to, quote, get over on the man, end quote. So I think a sapiosexual approach to dealing with women would be effective. Sadly, very few of us are actually bred in that regard. Few men, and particularly Black men in particular. So we very often sort of place ourselves behind the 8 ball in terms of dealing with women, because we're trying to get something that they know we really want.
Right.
Hey, Black Guru, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Have you created a machine that can harness power from the sun to power a city? Yes or no? It's a yes or no question, sir.
That's a trick question.
It's just a yes or no question, sir.
Of course not. No.
Then shut the fuck up. You don't know what you're talking about then.
Oh, I get your point. Okay. Very well. Touche.
MOT, are you in the building?
Yes, I am. I'm just past Castle Rock now, where the phone service is much better. So
cool.
What's going on?
No, yeah, I was trying to pass the mic to you earlier when you was having some technical issues. I don't know if you got a chance to say, I suppose, whatever prompted you to come on up. You were responding and interacting, but I didn't know if you had anything on your mind.
Yeah, that's a comment that was made earlier about Akon in the chat that I wanted to actually address. That's along the lines of this.
All right, MOT's going to address that, and then we're just going to keep it moving. Because we ain't about
we will. I know.
Disclosure, I was the one who presented that example. So
no, I understand. He's building a city that's going to be technologically advanced, and I think what was that, 2025, 2026, that was supposed to be opening. But of all the people who's been criminals, that's just one person who's done something like that on that level. So trying to pass off criminality as something that we need to be dependent upon, when that's the success rate of creating a city, is something that we shouldn't even be, engaging in. So I'm past that actual issue. So now,
wasn't it Chris Rock that said, every great fortune has been preceded by some great crime? Yeah. I mean, there have been historically a lot of criminals that have also done and achieved and created great things. So my
Thomas Edison, Bill Gates.
Hold on, let's look at it. When you're laying in the bed at night and then you hear a boom, 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 boom in your living room, and then you go grab your gun, cock it, and go out, you're going out there because a criminal might be coming into your house. I think that's what we understand what we're talking about when we're talking about criminality and criminals that are a problem. Is it possible for somebody with a criminal background to make some money and say, maybe I need to not go to jail, so let me figure out a way to flip this legally? Yes, we understand that can happen, but we don't got to put a cape on for fucked up behavior. The person that you coming around that you loading your gun to shoot in the head is a criminal. Let's not cape for criminals. If the criminal did some criminal shit on your property, you'll put a bullet between his eyes. Like we know what we're talking about when we're talking about bad criminal behavior. So we don't got to point to the few times when a criminal, saves the city. Like, I mean, come on. Like, we know what we're talking about here.
The argument was whether a criminal could be smart. It wasn't, for my view, in my view, it's not a moral. It's not a moral argument. It's there's some smart criminals. There's some dumb. Probably, if you want to say the majority of people who are criminals are dumb, I might not disagree with you. But I also think that many people become criminals not so much because of what their IQ is or is not, but because of the circumstances in which they're born and bred into the world. That has nothing to do with whether or not they're smart people, as much as the direction that they may have, or the track they may have been placed in life. And I'm not justifying what they do. And certainly if someone broke into my house, I don't give a damn what track he or she was placed in life. I'm going to kill him. But that does not have anything to do with whether or not they are smart or dumb or whatever.
Okay, with some fair points being made in there, we're gonna keep it moving along. The only little final point I'll make about that, and this actually happened when me and Counselor Murray did our one-on-one. He said there are situations where two siblings could be born in the same house and in the same circumstance in the same bad neighborhood, and one of them says, "Hey, I'm about to get good grades in school and get out of this shit and educate and get use education, get my way out of this," and one of them just gravitated to the streets. It may very well be possible that those two siblings have the same exact IQ, but we can definitely say if one of them ended up successful, a successful, functional, productive member of society, and the other one went on a path that led him being in prison for 25 years, one of them made a dumb decision and the other one didn't. We can agree on that one and move forward.
Yeah, we can agree on that. There's some complexity there, but we can agree.
Fair enough. All right. Where was we at before? MLT, you wanted to say something else aside.
Hey, can I say something real quick in response to the chat? Just real quick.
Go ahead.
Hey, Omar. I've been on camera before. I was trying to cam up real quick because Bernard had said something about the fucking getting up with the bump in the night because I got my fucking 10 mic pistol. So I was just like doing the thing. But it was like canned to my face and I couldn't switch it around. So but I've been on camera before.
Yeah, we've seen Silent. That's no thing. We've seen him.
Nigga done seen my motherfucking pimp
on camera.
My soul glow.
Let me make a comment about being on camera. Listen, men are supposed to talk without being able to look at people. The only people who need to be able to see you before they believe you is hoes, because they don't believe shit unless they're trying to fuck it. Okay, so I don't want to hear any other man talk about another man being on fucking camera. Jesus fucking Christ. Jesus.
Hold on. Did you say who was he saying I was being sensitive? Did you say I was being? I think you misunderstood.
No, that's not what I said. That is not what I said at all.
He was referencing to them, the niggas in the chat that's telling other men to cam up and yam up.
No, I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to the dude in the chat.
Yeah, we know that.
Oh, no, I was saying, was he think I was being sensitive by the response, or what was he saying was sensitive?
No, he was talking about you responded to the people in the chat. MOT also responded to the people in the chat and ultimately was in agreement with you. I mean, he just
no. I think we're confused. No, I was responding to Omar, so I didn't know if that was a response to me because I was responding back. Said he was saying like he accidentally showed myself, so I was like, nah, I was trying to do something. So what he was saying,
MOT talked about a related issue on how it's a lot of dudes who keep putting the pressure on other dudes cam up other dudes that hop
Oh,
on.
that's what he responded to. Okay, gotcha.
And that's some goofy shit for dudes to be demanding that other panelists cam up. You know, that's all.
Why is everyone telling me to chill? I'm chilling. Like what? Maybe I'm confused on what's happening right now.
Paying too much attention to the chat, man.
No, I was specifically responding to Omar's comment about the camera.
We got it, man. We got it. Everybody got it.
All right. I'm still confused, but okay.
Where was that? MOT was about to say something else, and we got and I don't know. I don't know where we at now. Complex, man. All the shit.
I have no idea, dude.
No. I know. We getting past camming up and criminals. Okay, maybe MOT is back. He was about to say something. He went over a bridge or drove off a cliff or something. MOT, you was about to say something other than the criminal shit and other than the cam up shit. You was about to say something else.
Get your ass out of
here. MOT is still going.
I have something that
go ahead.
I'd like to ask Complex or to present.
That's Complex the question. He's the lead off. Hit him.
It's been my observation, and I think I super chatted this earlier, but it's been my observation that the women that I've known and particularly became involved with personally and even intimately, that really prized intellect amongst men were women who were raised by very, very smart men, by brilliant men. I mean, almost all of them were fathers or grandfathers or, uncles or whatever. Maybe they were professional, not necessarily professional men, but you could clearly see that those men were very bright men and that those men talked to them about complex issues and things, politics, maybe science, maybe if they had a particularly technical background, maybe they even talked to them about math and that type of stuff. Those are the women that I've known who have truly, in my view, been sapiosexuals. I think the percentage of sapiosexual female of naturally or truly sapiosexual female are probably below 10% or maybe even below 5%.
No, it's actually the number. The number is 5%, right?
Yeah.
So you're dead on the money there. You're also dead on the money in the sense that they typically had like a father that was skilled in something, usually,
yeah,
or very knowledgeable, right? So it could have either been direct conversations that they engaged with their daughters directly, or it was their daughter picking up their technical skill set, right? So for example, my daughter will work on stuff with me in the garage. So if I say go grab a number 10 ratchet or a socket, she knows what that is, right? Now that's more of and that's more of an intelligence imprint, right? Because what I'm doing is in training her to think, have more of a logical sort of mindset, right? To view things from a logical sense. You use tools like tools. Tools are the basis of logic, right? If I need to tighten something, what do I need, right? So for her to like learn and understand those things, and as they grow older, they apply those tools. And so when they then encounter men who have like a high ability or aptitude to do these things, they're immediately drawn to them because they're like, okay, this is a dude who can think straight. Because they think straight, right?
Exactly.
But we just said, but that's it's a small number.
0.9, yeah.
5% is basically the percentage of women who self-identify sapio.
Yeah.
Somebody in the chat was asking. He was saying he doesn't know what a sapiosexual is, and I believe it's just simply someone who's is turned on by the intelligence of an individual,
of another person. Yep. In short.
All right, cool. I'm back.
Okay, it was something that you was trying to say before you dropped off.
Yeah, that was for Leo Lion, brother. Go ahead, my man.
No, I was just talking about dudes talking about other dudes camming up and not being on camera and all that whole ass shit. Like, It's dumb, extremely dumb. Like, nigga, most of the books you ever read or even dealt with in high school, you've never fucking seen the author. A man should be able to talk about issues without being able to stand up. And here's the other thing. It's not effective for the women either, unless they're bragging to be some bodybuilder chick or some other shit. I don't need to see them to hear what they have to say, to actually look through the merits of the actual topics and conversation. The only people who can't do that are emotional-based thinkers who can't possibly be able to look through logic, but they need emotion to be able to look through an actual conversation. And you're probably just in the wrong place. So
hey, now I got to defend the guy. I don't think that actually wasn't what his point was, though. He wasn't.
I did not say that was his
that.
point. I'm talking about a general point overall with men and women saying the shit in the space period. I don't give a fuck if it's a woman 500 fucking pounds. If she's talking about the right shit, it doesn't matter how she looks. Same for a dude. It doesn't matter. So I'm just saying in general, because we seem to be letting a certain group.
Oh, I thought the comment came up because of that comment, so that's why I thought you were talking.
No. I took the comment and I addressed it another. What the fuck are all these Lamborghinis doing on the highway? Oh fuck.
Oh man, it's Saturday, man. It's like cars and coffee and shit all around. Yeah.
How you living? How you
That's
living?
a weird thing to explain. Yeah. Let's check out these Lamborghinis while we out here.
Lambos. Oh shit, we're going on a run. That's what we're doing.
Catch up with them. Hawk them down, MOT.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's what we're doing.
It's gonna take him 9 minutes.
Some kind of foreign or classic car.
Yeah, we're doing a run.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Nice. Got that Viper out that bitch.
Yeah.
Nice.
That motherfucker Viper got that torque like a motherfucker.
Whoa, wait, we got a C6 right there.
Yeah, that Corvette. Yeah.
Cars.
Okay, what else we got?
Oh,
shit,
got that McLaren, son.
Yes, sir. What else we got? We have
oh shit! Look at that Honda Passport, motherfucker.
Right, that's where I'm at.
Yeah. Saturn. There's a minivan, yo. Oh,
yeah, that's Saturn.
Yes.
Look at that Explorer.
Hey, that Saturn seats 9.
Sam, that motherfucker get like 36 miles to the gallon, son.
Yeah, the Mazda 3 right there. Yeah.
Oh, damn. That gets 22. That gets 22 gallons in the city. 22 miles per gallon in the city.
Do you know the service record on that car?
Oh shit!
You know what kind of warranty you get with that?
The cost of ownership for that vehicle is like $3,500 per year.
Shit. You know the resale on that, man?
Shit, man, off the chart. Wow, that was dope though, man. Good shit, MOT.
I was feeling the minivans.
This chick can fit 9, goddamn.
It seats 9 with 22 cubic feet of storage capacity as well.
That Lambo only fit 2. I mean, 2 is less than 9. You can't take that Lambo camping.
All right, no, you Dig Thug. He said, anyone watches the video of the guy asking black women what they prefer, doctor or drug dealer? No, I did not.
Oh yeah, I saw that shit.
I think that Cat Mediocre, he did a review video of it. It popped up on my feed a couple days ago. Mm-hmm. And you know, that's what I mean, dude. It's like, look, I already know that there's a large segment of women that just simply is not compatible with me. That's why I don't bitch and moan and complain about their dating choices, because you know, shit, I ain't for everybody and everybody ain't for me. So, you know, it is what it is.
Well, but the complex, Brondo is what plants crave.
What?
Yeah.
What the fuck? Judge.
I didn't see that video he's talking about, but that is some funny shit, because you know, normally if a chick is faced with drug dealer or regular salaried earning normal dude that make average income, I can I mean, it's here
was the question.
That's when they can rationalize the drug dealer. But when it's drug dealer or doctor, that should be an easy choice.
And here's the thing, B. The doctor made $600,000, was it? Some shit like that?
Yeah.
So he made like the drug dealer in that example, I think made $2 million a week, which is still crazy. But you got a legit.
There go another one.
Yeah, he made it where the drug dealer makes like $2 million a week.
Wait,
what's that in front of me?
That's a little bit closer. Is that a Subaru?
No. We're talking about in front of me right now.
Oh shit, I can't see.
It's a little too far away.
I gotta get way closer. There go that
GTR. That was a GTR. That's a GTR right there.
GTR player.
These dudes are going on a run, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are.
Where you at, bro?
I'm in I just left Castle Rock. I'm right now probably at just entering Arapahoe County. I guess I'm about 20 minutes from downtown Denver.
Okay. Oh yeah, them niggas going on a nice little ride, little weekend ride.
Yep, they're going on a run.
Well, I guess Littleton Hollis Ranch area.
Yeah, we had them shits in Dallas all the time, and it's like cars and coffee down here and shit.
Yeah, cars. It's everywhere, Keith. They got cars and coffee out here too.
Oh, they do? Oh, no doubt.
Yeah. Cars and coffee's all over, bro. Yep.
Oh, no doubt. Yeah, that shit lit as fuck, man. That cars and coffee, the shit, man. Yeah.
Yep. Hey, but go ahead and finish point, bro.
No, I mean, those are old Countach.
Oh damn! I ain't seen no Countach in a minute. Hey, that Diablo was that shit though. That was like in that Diablo back in the day.
Wow, Countach.
Yeah, I mean, but somehow he cut like the top off of the Countach and made it like a fucking.
This nigga got a T-top Countach.
T-top.
No, it wasn't a T-top because he cut the whole thing off completely. So it was just the car, and I could see like the actual convertible shit. I'm like, what the fuck? And then like I just seen Countach. Unless there was like some kit car bullshit that I've never fucking seen before.
It might have been a kit. It might have been
that goddamn Countach is a UFO, goddamn boy.
Yeah. Factory 5 is doing big business. Factory 5.
That's what I was saying. It's probably a kit because Factory 5 does them big time. Hey, but Keith, what were you saying about the 2 million and then the 600,000?
Oh yeah. So with that video, so the example was, are you gonna choose? The drug dealer makes like $2 million a week, right? To make it extravagant, but the doctor makes $600,000 a year, so he's still balling. Who are you gonna choose? So of course, but I mean, listen to him talk. It really wasn't about the money. It was like, yes, the drug dealer. I like me, all that shit.
They could have made the same thing, and she probably would have still went with the drug dealer.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right.
That's crazy. Anybody want to answer this question for Des James? Where MOT rearview mirror at?
It's a truck.
It's a truck.
Well, now.
I mean, it could be there.
I mean, you're gonna just
wouldn't serve much of a
purpose.
Fucking MOT out here driving Optimus Prime and shit.
Well, I mean, there's 2 of them. There's 6 of them on each side. Right, there's 3 on each side of the door.
Yeah.
Oh, shit, I'm yawning again, and we at the 3-hour mark. So that's when.
Hey man, well,
it's boring talking about smart shit.
The car.
BFF is the engine that keeps on pushing.
No. I've been keeping it at 3 hours. So, I have my moments where I keep it 3 hours. I pull the plug, but then sometimes I end up getting held hostage. But it turns into a great show. But today, plug is being pulled at the 3-hour mark. So, fellas, we about to get up on out of here. Like to
man, Bernard trying to get out of here and be seen in that button down, man.
Yeah, man, I gotta go step out.
Bernard McKnight up in this motherfucker.
It's a really nice day today in Denver, man. The sun's out, cars out, people out everywhere, looking amazing. Yeah, man. So I'm about to get up out of this thing and go do something.
Do some schmoozing.
All right, yeah.
Hey, man, it's all love, man. I know we like to fight, man, but it's all love. I was actually hoping to get into some more. I actually hopped on because I wanted to get it deep into some conspiracy shit with Black Uru because we was getting into the weeds, and I definitely want to have a conspiracy show or whatever. You know what I mean?
I put together a conspiracy show for the conspiracy theorists among us. I'll do something like that. Call it the tinfoil hat series and. Let y'all come on and talk all y'all shit.
And tell me that's you, B. Are you a little tinfoil, B? Or are we all crazy?
I'm not. Y'all ain't all crazy, but I'm not one of the tinfoil dudes. No.
Fair enough.
Yeah. But I like to listen. It's interesting. It's fun. So yeah, we do. I try to put together something like that. I've been talking about it for a while. But anyway, fellas, we about to get up out of here. Go ahead and subscribe to Complex on your way out the door. Subscribe to the Black Brain Trust if you ain't subscribed already to them. But with that said, I'd like to thank everybody who liked, share, subscribe, joined the panel. Once again, thanks Complex for a good one-on-one. Had a good conversation.
Appreciate you, brother.
Yeah, man. Appreciate y'all, man.
Yeah.
Good shit.
Yeah. All right, we out of here, fellas. Peace.
Peace.
All right,